All right, that's it. That's the last of it. Last time we're gonna be late for a stream. No more tech difficulties ever. I'm lying through my teeth. It'll be the next one because we're coming back for Dungeon of the Mad Mage. But welcome back to Waterdeep Dragon Heist here on Variant Rolls, where we are burning down Waterdeep. Okay, so want to quick do a light recap, and you know what? A lot happened last week. Let's make it a heavy recap in character.
Yeah, somebody fill me in, please. I watched the first 20 minutes and then I had to go to work.
Oh so. No, you missed out on so much. We made so many jokes
I got into
about
the intro, some stuff you guys were doing, and I was like, oh no.
Kulinov almost died.
Yeah.
He drank a lot.
Several times.
Oh my gosh, you're not. So I decided to give this one a chance. Guess what it rolled me?
A
It's
one.
natural one.
Burn it. Oven,
It's that
melt
Christmas
it, smash it with a
forgiveness.
hammer.
Kill it. Kill it with
Kill it.
fire.
Actual dice.
Okay, so I have rolled my number. Who's going to get closest? Please, somebody who takes good notes.
I hope it's me.
Natural one.
It's a 6.
Great start. I love it.
Mine's a 10, which is like the perfect number to get right in the middle. Could be me.
I don't.
Oh, 6. 6 is 6.
What do you got, Alna?
6.
That was a 13 on my die. Only one of you even came close.
It's me.
And you weren't here last week.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happens. Okay.
So we get the first 20 minutes of recap.
I had one beer. And then I had something else. And then I had another thing. And then I read. I finished 3 books. And then I passed out. And now we're here. That was all of last week.
You wake up and your bookmark is in the same place it was. That was all a dream that you read those books.
Yeah.
You were asleep.
I got three sentences.
They were really good books, though, in your head. Maybe you should try to write them.
There are broken bottles all over your room, and Nim shies away from you.
Oh no! What did you do?
I mean, that's fair. He should.
All right, I'm re-rolling. What's it going to be? Ah, it's a 12. Guess what? That's going to be a 6.
There you go.
And there's 2 6s.
Yeah.
Roll it off. We gotta have,
God.
a recap
It's
here.
doing
We have a Kyle tag team recap.
Tag team, that's right. High five.
High five. Yeah.
Natural 20, baby.
Natural 1.
Oh, what is
Well,
that?
I re-rolled as a
I have
12,
no idea
so
what's
that's
going
going to be the natural 20. Come on, Book.
Oh,
Okay. I'm gonna throw that in there. Okay. Well, Lucien got a friend who apparently gave her another job. Yes?
yes.
And it was very
Alistair
strange.
Silvermane.
Now she is going to work for the Lord's Alliance.
Oh, I missed it.
Yes, she got it. But Octavia, apparently, at first we thought she drank too much because she was vomiting and vomiting and vomiting. And she had a dream journal about a vault in a theater called the Pink Flump. And it turns out that she was talking to the stone, to the magic stone, which I forgot to bring over here. This is my magic stone. Because it is this magic stone, the stone of Golor, is to preserve what would be lost. And we had to get 3 items. There was more that happened in there that mostly involved Kulinov throwing things because he was asleep and did not want us to wake him up. We had to get an eye stalk from a beholder or similar, a pair of goblinoid ears, and the scale of a bronzed dragon. Dragon. We bought the eye stalk from a cafe, which was odd. We got the pair of ears from a hat. Because the pair of the ears from the bugbear that Octavia blended had been repurposed by a haberdasher. It was a goblinoid, not a goblin exactly. And then I was not there. Perhaps Octavia and Lucien could tell us about recovering the Bronze Dragon scale in a moment, because that was, from what they told me, it was amazing, and I'm very glad that Alna and I were not there. And the reason that Alna and I were not there is because the magic stone really became my friend. And we are friends. I do not know why this omnipresent authority figure pretends that we are not actually friends. The stone cares about me, my magic stone. See?
We haven't rolled your benefits and detractors yet, though, on it.
He doesn't just get
Oh,
the
that'll
free
be
ones.
fun.
This is true. So now the stone talks to me.
Oh my gosh! And you
Guys,
guys thought I was the evil one.
No.
He's actually the final villain.
Yeah.
And then we
Well,
went
no,
to the,
it's
we
not
went
like-
to the Broken Wishes Theater, and we turned Lucien into Victor Jerome, a motivational speaker who wishes to rent the theater for an event for the public of Waterdeep, and as a pretense to inspect the theater and look for the entrance to the vault. But I still want to know what happened with the Bronze Dragon under the harbor.
You want to tell them what I do it?
So
No,
You
go
were-
ahead. Go ahead.
we got into this metallic tube with
Yeah.
little claws. It looks kind of like a lobster, but only fit two. So it was just Octavia and Lucien. And we went down, started looking around. Lucien had seen a bronze dragon down there earlier, so we were like, "Oh, it has to be around here somewhere." And then suddenly, out of the darkness, comes this giant megalodon shark.
The Meg.
I don't remember what its name was. It was mentioned to us though.
It was
Obliteros.
Meg, right?
Obliteros.
Literos.
Great.
Very cheery name. Bites a hole in the side of our apparatus, which then we're leaking air and it gets horrible. But we have like an hour, we think. Well then, Obliteros and this bronze dragon show up, and they start having a tussle, like a real tussle. They start biting and clawing at each other, and the bronze dragon's tail gets chopped right off. Bit off, whatever.
There was like a
Beef
fillet
flesh was
of
sheared
the
off.
dragon.
Yeah. So we go
It's a
sneaky
dragon
mode.
steak.
We go sneaky mode, climb him up, and nab the tail, cut off a couple scales, and try to book it away in our swimming
Suck it.
lobster metal thing. And the dragon doesn't really like that, because he finishes off the Obliteros and comes after us.
In a flash
Grab-
of lightning.
Yep, because, breath weapons are lovely. Grabs us and starts trying to extort us for a lot of money. Lucien then misremembers the disposition of metallic dragons and lies to the dragon that we happen to be agents of chaos.
Was it really a lie, though?
I rolled a 6 on my dragon knowledge check earlier in the game.
But was
so
it
does
really
make
a
sense,
lie?
but-
That we are
It was the
Agents of
best
Chaos.
ever.
Tells the dragon that we're agents of chaos trying to
No.
overthrow the city of Waterdeep. And the dragon is like really angry, and everyone
No.
freaks out, and we invisibility and fog cloud and run away as fast as we can,
Lucien learns that Octavia could do magic.
and we make it out pretty unscathed actually at the end of it all.
Shockingly so.
Well, there was
mean-
this wizard that might have had an issue with you destroying the apparatus.
She has a tooth, she can fix it. I'll go back and mire the minder or whatever it is I do.
you know, when we get these 500,000 dragons, you should be able to spend all of your share on repairing her.
I'm not spending 100,000 dragons on her. 100,000?
Or
Yeah.
are you?
I would also like to remind about one other event that happened earlier in the session where we had a bit of an interrogation.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes!
yeah.
And Alna, there was some zone of truth and some potential mind reading, but it didn't happen. And we learned quite a bit about Lucien's motivation, and Book is not happy.
Yeah.
Book no longer trusts Lucien. He is not so sure that he trusts Alna. Octavia is kind of okay.
At least I'm honest
Kulinov
most
is
of the
still
time.
okay, because it seemed to me that Kulinov does not try to hide a lot. He just is who he is. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
Of
Yeah.
course. Like everyone in Waterdeep.
That's where you keep your book, right?
Ah.
Ah.
I mean, Kulinov is just a guy who just wants what he wants.
Yeah. Well,
That's true.
Lucienne wants what she wants. She just doesn't tell you what she wants. Well, you did find out, but basically.
So we end up at the theater, touring under false pretenses.
No other way to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's this weird, creepy stage manager, and he sees you in, and then you are escorted through the building, right? Like they start to get ready to escort you through the building. Who's gonna do that?
There was a young
it
boy.
was the late. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one who found the necklace of fireballs.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Don't remember his name.
I should have written it.
Yeah, I didn't give you one.
That was it.
Gave you
I
again?
didn't give you one. How are you?
It's convenient because he's not supposed to know
I
who
don't
we
have
are.
my notes. I've forgotten what it was.
I bet he's gonna know who.
It had
we
like an
are.
M in it.
Yeah.
And currently Lucienne and Octavia are both in disguise.
Yes. I am Victor Jerome, and you are my dashing maiden.
Attendant.
I don't know. Attendant. There we go.
And then the name is Vanessa.
Yeah.
Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Not that
Oh, I
not
like
that I've
it.
said it to anyone yet, but
Victor and Vanessa. Oh,
Okay.
Just gonna hope for something.
Okay, so you are in the theater. You've made it in. Lucienne is being escorted off. Lucienne, you're having flashbacks to your childhood when you used to run these halls. You were a child star a bit at this theater. When
Yeah, I probably was doing more of like the backs, like probably like sneaking into the back of scenes where I wasn't
Yeah,
really supposed
But
to
in your
be.
head, you were the
like,
child
In
star.
my head, I was
Exactly.
the star.
I mean,
Yeah,
you were
I had to get
mimicking every move of every person on that stage.
yeah.
They did their best not to make fun of you, but yeah,
Hey,
it looked
that's
something
great.
like that. So, you're having these great childhood memories, and you're remembering that you used to have a childhood friend. It's sort of an imaginary friend that used to play parts with you. Nobody else
Yeah.
believed that he existed, but
Oh, fun. Okay.
he was a pseudo dragon named Wishes.
Oh. Yeah.
And suddenly,
yeah, I did.
suddenly it strikes you. The place is now called Broken Wishes.
What did they do to him?
kill them all.
And we burned this place down.
It's on the list.
Hey, I kind of like fall back in step behind the two people who are showing us around and like lean
It's
over
just the
top-
boy. The
Oh, just the
theater
boy? Okay.
owner is actually staying with them. So EOCast currently owns the theater. She's always been a bit of a, remember I was telling you about EOCast is kind of just there to really rub elbows with people.
Yeah, she
Well-
basically killed her husband. Is what by figuring.
Well, her late husband, irrelevant of how it happened.
Well, that's how Lucienne tells it.
He was almost like a grandfather to you. The guy was just, he loved theater. He inspired the people around him, including you. And, he was the only person that pretended he could see wishes with you.
Oh, fun. Okay. Hey,
He never had a doubt.
Octavia.
The theater
It's
is
just-
not what it used to be.
Right. So I used to sneak around here a lot when I was a kid, and I used to see this. Now we've had some traumatic experiences with dragons, but trust me on this one, I know there's a good dragon around here somewhere, or at least there was. His name was Wishes, and this place is called Broken Wishes. And I get you get my drift. There's something shifty here.
I believe you, Victor.
Thank you, what's your name again?
Vanessa.
Vanessa. Yeah.
Totally
Correct.
on brand. Totally on brand. Victor would never bother to remember a courtesan's name.
No. Just
An attendant.
Bennett? Benell.
Vanessa.
What was it again, darling?
Nessie? So who's with us at the moment then?
So the rest of the group is sitting with EOCast in the manager's office, just outside, and is sort of doing a safety inspection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right? Is that my understanding that that's where the intent was?
Yeah.
We want to go
Gotta
around.
make sure
It's
nothing's
for
broken.
safety, but it's also for making sure that it meets our standards.
Yeah.
And making
Also-
sure that it has all that we require.
Also, just like technical stuff, like how many seats are there, what's the lighting like, stuff like that.
But we need to make sure that underneath also that all the locations kind of in the backstage are proper and have all the amenities that we
So-
require.
As you're walking across the stage, you see that there are several curtains. They have the standard sandbag and pulley system for moving things around stage. There don't appear to be any real dangers. There are several actual like lamp pits along the edge that would shine up, and there are multiple alcoves to where you can actually access below deck on the stage and bring things up if you were to, for instance, want to do magic or perform some sort of mysterious entrance from an odd positioning on stage. So there's obviously some sort of mechanics below stage that you could take advantage of. There are about 15 rows of seats going up, sloped gently away from it. Sort of a convex floor, actually. As it gets higher towards the back, the seats get higher up proportionally than the front rows. There are a good amount of lights in the room during lights up, and you can tell that they are able to bring them down to a consistent level. As you're on your tour, the Eocast actually sort of covers her mouth and whispers something into her neck, and the lights dim and come back up so that she can demonstrate the effectiveness of the theater. There are two entrances to the theater in the far back, and stairs that are well lit coming down all the way to the front row of the stage. There's actually even a good position in front of the stage where you could potentially interact at a lower audience level if you wanted to either act there or even have a concert pit or something along those lines, a symphony pit.
Mosh pit.
Or a mosh pit. I mean, depending on what type of show you're planning on putting on, Kulinov.
You basically just
Victor.
described, you like almost perfectly described my high school theater, to be
Mine
honest.
too, actually.
That was not mine.
You-
It was
Like the seats, the
That's
stairs,
so
the space.
interesting.
including the dragon named Wishes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Almost like they all look the same.
Yeah, almost like all theaters have a stage
Magic
with
dragon.
chairs pointed towards them.
But
they
I'm
don't always
glad
have
that I've
convex-
set a good scene that
Does
you
it
can
have-
imagine.
They don't always have
A
50.
large chandelier.
There is not a chandelier. All of the lights are sort of along the edges. There are actually no upper level balconies, which seems kind of odd. There's no VIP areas in this theater.
Yeah, well, the VIP, never mind.
Can
So-
we see the others though from where we are? Are we like
So
on the stage?
you-
Are they like in the?
Victor, you are actually being shown to the rooms in the back. You and Vanessa are being walked down the Stars Boulevard, as it were,
Love it.
down the back hall where all of the dressing rooms are. And you can see there are some current nameplates on there for the shows. Do you remember what the shows were that they're currently showing?
I
Oh,
don't
they
have
were-
my
they were
notes.
Oh, please tell me.
I'm sorry.
Meet
were
the
red.
Goodberries and
Good
Kiss of the Lamia.
Oh, Kiss of the Lemire. Yeah, I
that's a
remember that
good
one. I
one.
liked it.
That's a good one. That's a classic.
Sounds very. I'm sure
Urchin.
that sounds like something Lucien would like very much.
In the third act, they turn out all the lights, and it's like this great, like, quiet moment.
Yeah.
And then,
I
you have
call
to
out
watch
to
it. You have to
the
watch it to know what's going on. It's great.
I did not
Urchin?
figure Kulinov was a big patron of the theater, but you learn something every day.
Always
He
waiting
reads
for
a bunch
some.
of books.
Hold on.
Patron of certain types of entertainment.
He patronizes all of the arts.
But he doesn't get why everyone's always waiting for this guy named Godot.
So yeah, I call out to the boy, and I say, "We do need to inspect every one of these. I have to pick the
Oh,
best one.
Well, I don't know if that's going to be a good. Well,
It's allowed, I'm sure."
yes, just maybe not the one on the end. Romalia, she's kind of mean. We don't want to disturb
Oh.
Romalia.
Well,
Little boy.
He is mean to you.
You're not there.
Yeah, you're with
Oh,
me on the
what?
stage.
You're inspecting
on
the
the
stage.
stage.
Okay.
She's backstage with the rooms.
Thor. I lean forward to the boy and I say, "Don't worry, Romalia and I are great friends. She'll be happy to see me."
She has friends. Oh,
Can't you tell? We're so
Sure.
agreeable.
Yeah. We'll hit that room last then, okay? And
Okay.
and sort of he like knocks gently and opens the first door. As you walk into the room, you note that there are just the standard racks of clothing. There's some different brocaded cloaks and some standard stage clothes. They're made for quick changes. They have a lot of Velcro, and they're very sort of gaudy in their appearance. They're emphasized. You wouldn't normally wear something like this walking around town, but they're very in up close inspection.
Up
They don't
close.
look quite the same as they would
un-
from the audience.
And
I want to lean over
undoubtedly-
to Vanessa and say, "Is this one to your liking, dear?"
I don't think so. It's not enough space.
Okay. A quick perception check, potentially, to just see, make sure there's nothing that
That's
Okay,
looks
roll it up.
That's a good idea.
out of place.
I rolled really
That's a
bad.
natural one on a different dice.
Natural 2?
So
That's a 7?
So as you look closer at the mirror, you begin to see the crud behind the theater. You know, it's the makeup powder that's sort of caked onto the edges of the mirror that haven't been cleaned up. There's eyelashes on the desk. It's
Oh.
not something that strips away a bit of the glamour, right?
You have
It's-
been
my
in a
uni
high school
house.
theater.
Somebody needs to clean their workspace here. This is terrible. And back when you were running backstage and doing your work, clearly your stagehands just are subpar, and somebody is not paying attention to detail.
Vanessa, vámonos! And we leave.
Absolutely.
So
We're so glad.
as the boy turns and he says,
I love it.
right. Well, this isn't the best room anyway. So let's go to the next one." And he runs to the next room and turns and waits for you and forgets to knock to this one and swings the door open in his eagerness to make the theater look better. And he runs in, blows across the desk,
Right.
and invites
Good.
you in. It's clean. It looks much better in this one. What about this one? Is this one good for you?
Does it look much better?
It's like identical, isn't it?
This one, it's got different costumes. These ones are, they're clearly the ones that they didn't want to show this person, showcase them on stage. This is the B, right? This is the B list for the backup, you know?
Right. Is there any? I want to be looking for things like false. You know how like there are like bookshelves where you can like pull a book and it's like
Roll me
it opens a door?
a perception.
That's another natural one.
Okay, but this time I got a 50.
You left behind your lucky charm. Glenn.
Oh,
You
cool
will
enough.
continue to
Yeah.
roll poorly.
So on
Hold
your
up,
way
that's-
out of this room, you say no. It's worse than the last one. You turn and you actually sort of half trip on a tear in the carpet. Like somebody is not taking care of this place. The boy looks
Boy?
sort of sullen.
Boy, do people actually come to this theatre? When was the last time you had an audience?
Well, every day, but I think the rates have gone down somewhat, and you're a bit. Well, we must impress you. We must show you another room. I confess I've shown you the worst rooms first. They are currently being disused, but I don't want to disturb the stage if I can help. So, understand there are going to be people in the rest of the rooms.
That's fine.
And you go to the next room, and he sort of gingerly knocks and peeks in first, and then he opens the door. Right, this way, and brings you in. There are 3 people, one at each of the mirrors, and they are powdering up for a performance. They look like they're getting ready for. These are very arid costumes, so clearly this is not something you would wear in a jungle setting like you would expect in Meet the Goodberries. So obviously it's got to be Kiss of the Lamia they're prepping for.
Good.
They're putting on sort of a fake tan. They're kind of orange, you know, and and so they're. You see, one of them is like sort of holding up a uniform and kind of just chucks it off into the corner. It's clearly not going to fit. and they're just really thrashing the room. And they turn and they see you. You could
Hello.
knock first.
Hello there. My name is Victor Jerome, and this is my lovely attendant, Vanessa. And we are just here to inspect this wonderful theatre and see whether it is up to our standards.
Yeah, the rooms are full. The rooms are full.
Okay.
We're full up on casting. Try for the next show, darling.
No, we will run a show. So we're hoping to rent out this venue, which is why we're inspecting the building.
Oh, well, what are you doing down here? I mean, the stars' quarters are up there.
Okay. And the stars' quarters would be Ramona's quarters?
The one with the gold store on the door. This is a green
Okay.
star.
Okay.
Where is this guy from?
Who is this?
Which part of the realm? Is this Southern Waterdeep?
Never winter.
Kind of
Brooklyn
Chicago.
Neverwinter.
So,
Can't even pretend to try and do that accent.
Chicago.
so, would you like to? What would you like to do? You're clearly in a green star room.
Perception check again, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe I'll give Not Ulna, sorry, Octavia advantage instead of actually looking myself because I'm scared to roll the dice.
Oh, darling, it looks terrible in the last two rooms. I can't bear to look. You check this one.
That's literally me.
All right, that's pretty good. That's a 23.
A 23. You know, it seems kind of odd, but it looks like someone's cut a square into the carpet over in the corner underneath the rack over there and not done a super great job of trying to conceal it. It might be a trapdoor, but there's people in the room.
I put a hand on Victor's shoulder and say, "Dear, we really should at least walk through the room, shouldn't we?"
That's fair, I suppose. I turn around dramatically.
Okay, I'll take you. I'll take you to the Gold Star, but please be nice to Amalia. If she's in a bad mood before the show, it's going to be terrible.
Well, like I said, we're friends. It'll be fine.
Oh, this isn't going to end well for me. It's going to be more lashes, isn't it? Right this way.
Oh, no.
And now we definitely burn down the theater.
Boy, I have a fun idea. Seeing as we are very well acquainted with Amalia, why don't you wait at the other end of the corridor? No one will ever have to know you were here.
Can't
I
get
will
in
never.
trouble.
I won't say a word to her.
Oh,
I promise.
I'm not supposed to let you go unescorted, but okay.
You trust me.
I'll
yes.
wait. I'm going to be watching, though. I can't just let you. Okay. And he sort of stands there at the corner, and the moment you get halfway down the hall, poof, it's gone.
Wait, what? Hang on, what? The boy is gone.
The boy just disappeared. The moment you look away, disappears.
That boy's name Wishes.
What's
Yeah.
that boy's name? Wishes. Wishes.
And
Are you real?
you sort of see a pink and purple shimmer, and it lights and sort of flutters down and comes to land on your shoulder. Give me a nature check.
I can't actually see what that is. Oh, it's a 15 plus.
That's actually not a pseudo dragon. That's a fairy dragon.
Oh,
I got a 22,
little-
so I'm assuming I know this too.
You love him. Love the dragons.
How?
Hello.
Oh my, Lucienne, it's so wonderful to see you again.
Wishes, are you the boy?
No, the boy.
No.
The boy. That scoundrel. He's so wonderful. But no, I'm not the boy. Though I would ask. It's been so long since I've seen you here. Are you
Yes.
coming to play in the vault again?
You know what? I am.
Yeah, you are.
exactly where I'm going. How did you know?
Well, you don't remember we used to play below the stage in the vault?
Of course, how could I forget? You were my very best friend, and we had a very sincere and true friendship together. Yes,
You really don't remember.
I remember.
Roll a
Honestly.
deception.
Shame.
Okay. To be fair, I did learn of this today. Oh, it'll be fine. Don't worry. 24.
You know what? You have deceived a dragon. You should
Yeah.
feel proud of yourself.
It's the first time.
That's better than last time she tried.
That is true mark of character among the Lord's Alliance to roll a 24 deception.
Yeah. I like it a lot.
So,
Wishes. This is my good friend, Octavia.
Octavia, is it Octavia? You say?
Yes,
Yes.
it's alliterative.
I'll just call you Ock. Is it
Deal.
Lucien? Did you perhaps find those keys you set out to find?
Have you been watching me, Wishes?
Yes.
Oh,
From time to
do it.
time,
From time to time.
and
We did actually.
turns into a little gazer, and then lands on your other shoulder.
Oh,
No.
right. Okay. So, Wishes. Hang on a second. We
I've
do
been
have to
watching
explain
you
one
too,
thing.
Ock.
Right.
What are the chances?
And on Axe Hunter's mark.
Yeah, right.
Good. Good.
I'm
good,
kidding.
Good. Can I make an intelligence check to see whether its final form is the fairy dragon or the
Not even.
which is
Oh
the
my
the OG?
Oh man.
That
Sure.
is not good.
Sure, that would be
It
an
is not-
Arcana.
Arcana check.
Yes.
Again, it's a 7.
Octavia doesn't Arcana.
You're fairly sure that this is a hallucination and it's something gave you some bad tea somewhere.
Okay, we're good.
But you do remember a dragon named Wishes from your childhood.
So this dragon.
But it's weird because Octavia can see Octavia can see
Ock.
him.
Ock.
Lucien, dear,
Yes.
could you direct me with the help of your new friend to where the entrance to this vault is? I'd like to play there as well.
Yes. Wishes, shall we
Yes,
just
because-
reminisce in our childhood memories and go to the vault together?
I suppose we could do that. Do you
Mind
happen
if
to
I-
remember the password?
Of course I do. I have a fun idea. I have a fun game.
There was no password. I'm just thinking if you remember. Let's go. There's no passwords on Playland. Let's
Okay.
go.
Oh god.
And so you make your way out to the stage where you meet up with the rest of the crew and come to an awkward moment where nobody else can see Wishes except the two of you.
Hey
and
friends.
you're standing with the rest of your friends and Eocast on the stage.
Olna Book Kulanov. I've had a look around. Oh, your cast is there? I wouldn't have used their names.
Eocast,
Friends.
yeah.
Your
So
cast is there.
the Wishes
cast.
flights down and sort of lands on the trap door in the middle of the stage.
Okay. Fine. I just want to bring them to the side a second. And I say, friends, whilst I'm very excited to get into this vault, I desperately need to rest. So, what is the plan here?
You sleep on the stage.
While Lucien's asking this question, I'm going to sleight of hand to pickpocket the other 2 keys off of Ulna.
Roll it up.
Roguery.
24.
Yeah, that definitely beats a passive perception for the
Oh, yeah.
first attempt. Yep, you get the kebab.
The next one. Do you want the other?
You gotta roll the other one.
Sure.
Almost wearing the hat, by the way.
Oh, that's gonna be hard. That's a 21. I know your passive perception's high.
No, it's not.
Not that high.
Oh, your wisdom based. I figured it
Wait, there's a
Take the hat off.
I'm not
Almost
proficient.
suddenly gets a chill. It feels a little bit cool in the theater, and
Yeah.
You know, Victor is not going to put up with a cold theater.
Where's that draft coming from?
Oh, darling, there is always a draft on the stage. It's just, what can I say? It's
Shoddy construction.
You better fix that.
Octavia, was it? You can wait in the audience.
Who's Octavia? That's Vanessa.
Vanessa, you can wait in the audience.
Honestly, keeping track of double names for everyone, I'm super impressed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 3 names alone on the stream between your Twitter, your real name, and your character name.
Yeah.
Adding some disguise stuff. Yeah, we're moving along here.
Good job.
Vanessa, you can wait in the audience if you have a problem with
I
being
put
on
a
stage. Clearly, it's not a space for you.
I
And
put a hand on Victor and say, "I'm good here."
She's fine here.
yes, well, what kind of crowds do you intend to draw, darling?
Well, that's quite the question. We intend to draw the best,
Yes, you're
the
stammering,
best.
love.
the cream of the crop. The people you would want to meet.
Is it time for that inspirational speech yet?
I
Oh,
if I have to.
oh, okay. I'm gonna say that. Does Lucienne have connections here? Yes, you have made friends-ish with Hallister Silvermane, but will you be done with your watches
I have to go.
before? You will not have renown with Lord's Alliance until after your performance tomorrow or this evening.
Mm.
Why don't we just book this performance for, like, next week?
I
and
will say
shrug at the
roll
whole
with
problem?
advantage on deception.
Okay, I got not bad. So the first was a 17. The next one's a 25.
Yeah, not bad.
You can see her practically salivating at the prospect of who you're going to bring. Because the people that she wants you to bring are definitely people that you want to know.
I'm dropping mad names.
Mm.
I'm talking.
She's
silver
biting.
hair.
She's on
I'm
the hook.
talking. I don't know. I'm more.
Really, darling, that sounds amazing. Very well, we shall cancel tonight's show and put you in that slot, and we'll see how it goes.
Let me just consult very quickly with my team here. Friends, when do we want to break? When do we want to do this?
Do we want to break it? Throw our show.
When do we want to do our
Depends if
show?
Other people have followed us
Well-
here, and if we can keep the keys safe, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're perfectly safe. Alna has them.
Okay,
do.
that's
Wait.
Wishes
Almost like-
begins hopping on the trapdoor.
I mean,
Motion for
I'm
wishes.
ready to go at any time.
I am not.
I think we should just
Why
go
not?
and do it.
Why not, Victor?
I've exhausted myself, you could say.
Oh,
Yes.
Wait.
and how did you exhaust yourself?
I am.
Look, wait a sec. Not here.
I just want to point out that perhaps it was because you were pursuing your own goals instead of those of all of us together.
Do
I
you
just
want to
want
know
to be-
why? Quite literally, Book. Because I was almost killed by a dragon. That's why.
Oh, is this
That
going
is
to be
all.
part of your speech? And she hurries down and takes a
Yes.
seat in the front row of the audience. Do go on, inspire me, regale me of your travels.
Perhaps we can find. Perhaps when we inspect this location further, we can find a place for you to rest.
So Alna's gonna go over to Octavia and he's gonna kind of just whisper and be like, "Firstly, this is very uncomfortable.
Indeed.
Secondly, can you make this stage very unsafe for me real quick? Subtly.
Like have something fall from the ceiling or something.
I'm like,
Make a distraction.
Oh,
well,
quickly,
they're pretty much
guys,
distracting.
guys, just so you know, the vault's under the trapdoor. Okay. Team!
That was definitely not a stage whisper, darling.
Middle
I
of the
couldn't
stage.
quite hear
No. This is all the talking while these two are going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still. So
All right.
so Victor and Book are arguing about why Victor is so tired because everybody else got some rest.
While that's distracting things, I'm gonna sneak off stage and drop a couple sandbags.
Oh, I
But-
expected
There's no
like a
chandelier.
mage hand or something.
I'm
Okay.
physically exhausted. I have a font of magical energy that I can use, which is being drastically depleted. You could say. This is meta.
And about that time, suddenly a sandbag and explodes all over the stage, just a few feet from Alma.
Alma, with his arm still crossed, kind of flinches but tries to hide it. And then looks over at the lady and goes, "Thought you said this place was safe."
Yocasta drops her cigarette. That's never happened before.
I'm going to stealth
Where
so
is
she
that
doesn't
boy?
see me.
Where is that boy? We shall see what.
Yocast, wait.
Don't get the
I'm
point.
getting struck with inspiration. A near-death experience. Riveting. It's opening
Oh, darling, perform. Yes, show me.
No,
a whole new world of.
No, you get off the
This is not
stage
the
now.
time.
This is not safe enough.
Is it not the time?
I'm gonna give you 10
Yocast.
days. 10 days to fix up this place. Fix this place up.
Spectacular.
Alma, the show
The
must
fate.
go on. You don't understand.
You already have a show planned. Go with that. In 10 days, we'll come back. If I see another sandbag drop, we will not to keep our business here any longer.
I go down and up to Yocast to where she's sitting, and I kind of put a hand on her chin, and I look down and I say, "Soon." Pat her on the cheek. I walk back up.
And while she's distracted, I natural 20 stealth back to the group, so I was never gone.
Boy.
Never gone.
Rogue or ranger?
Yeah.
The answer's rogue. Let's be honest.
Okay. All right. So you make your way out through the front entrance.
Oh
well,
no.
no, you're not leaving, because that was
Oh, no, my
definitely an
internet's just being
exiting
weird.
speech.
See,
Yes,
seems like an
I'm
exit.
out, but my internet's just gone weird.
No, you're fine. You're here.
Yeah, you're still
It
there.
is an exit, yeah.
Stay with
Yeah.
us.
Okay, cool.
All right. Long rest. Is that why you're doing this? You need an end game long rest.
Well, I can't. I have to go.
That's why I made it 10 days.
Wait. Are you telling me that your other job is more important than all that we have risked so far?
Come on, Lucian.
But-
You're silver tongued. You can talk your way out of a little guard duty.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, 500,000 dragons.
500,000 dragons. Okay, 100,000.
Not the lightning breathing kind. The kind you can spend
How?
as
What
money.
time is it? What time of day is it?
So it's actually only mid-morning or so.
I
So-
go to sleep.
You can
Ooh,
definitely get rest and come back this evening
Yeah.
Yeah.
long
and
rest.
have
I-
time before your shift at midnight.
Okay, so here is my idea. I am going to sleep, have my long rest now, do my guard shift, and then tomorrow morning we return. Sound good?
This is a
You
bad
should go
idea.
before your guard shift, and you should use your guard shift as a.
Kulov! Hello!
Yes, hello. Sorry, you're back.
Oh, you got my letter.
Yes, you should use your guard shift as cover for. You should show up at your guard shift at midnight, so if something goes down, you can be like, no, I was guarding. It's fine.
Kulinov
Sounds
meets you outside of the theater.
Yeah.
You got Alma's letter. We're going here. Shit might go bad.
While you're resting, I could sneak in and try to get into the trapdoor. It shouldn't be too hard.
You will die.
Probably not.
Yep.
It could be safe.
Out of character. You will die.
When you accidentally see one of the other streams.
I already, I already have the keys. Like, it can't be that difficult.
Alma's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Okay, so you make your way back to Troll Skull, where Leaf and Nim are waiting patiently behind the bar, and repairs are coming along nicely.
Night, guys.
At noon.
Nim, can you buy alcohol? Is that allowed?
Yes, I am allowed to buy alcohol. What is it that you require?
You need to get
A
this ghost
lot.
to stop serving us vinegar.
This is a delightful fermented beverage. Why would you not desire to imbibe?
I gotta sleep.
I drank
Hey, you
some of
just-
the delightful fermented beverage.
It's vinegar.
It's so good.
Straight vinegar.
It's so good.
It was a good year. So those of you who wish to claim a long rest, who have not already done so, are able to do so. The rest of you have trouble getting any rest. You've sort of got a little bit of downtime you can work on throughout the day. What would you like to do?
I'm watching
Octavia.
Book.
No, Coolin. Well, I'm sorry. Who? What?
I'm just gonna watch Book, like silently watching Book from the corner because he's got the stupid rock.
Stupid rock.
Yes, quickly, let's roll what the advantages and disadvantages of having this rock
Oh, that's a
are.
good
Yes.
point. Yes. What do I need to do? Tell me.
Okay,
Gotta roll
so
a
it's going to be a
percentage die.
D20.
I was a D20.
I don't have the book,
Oh, do-
sadly.
I'm pretty sure, well, it's in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yeah, I don't have it with me.
It is
Pulling up.
page 261, I want to say.
See, none of you are using handy dandy D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
I'm there.
Again, it's infectious,
perfect.
guys.
D&D Beyond.
I am
The
looking
blank
at the
screen.
I am
Okay,
looking at the table.
let's do it. Roll it up.
Percentile.
Percentile?
Yes.
Oh, good, because on my D20 I rolled a natural 1.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
This is minor
Welcome to my
beneficial.
world.
Okay. For my percentile dice, I rolled an even 30.
While attuned to this artifact, you are immune to disease.
Oh, that's nice. What a good
That's
positive.
like the
We're gonna
complete
go into
opposite
this
of
like
Octavia.
Yeah, the sewers and stuff. That's probably
Now for the fun one.
The one where you become diseased and it just doesn't.
You're perpetually immune to yourself.
Do I still a percentile dice?
Yep.
Look. Just kidding. I curse you.
Don't say that.
Too late.
44.
Cursed.
Ooh.
While attuned to this artifact, your weight increases by 1d4 times 10 pounds.
Oh Jesus.
I mean,
Luciana,
that's not that bad.
Emma, I
remember
think you
that
need to
art that we
adjust the
just-
picture.
Yeah,
Remember
I
that
gotta
art
go
we
back to
just
the
got?
fan
Yeah.
art I did of us and
Just
fix
blow 'em
it.
up. Don't
You
even
gotta
like
put the
them
pic-
differently.
Emma,
Just like-
you have to put that picture in our stream if you can post it.
Just
I'm
do
going to do it right now.
Emma,
What'd you
put
roll?
together some fan art.
I can't say. Is that a
Is that
one?
a 1?
It's a
It's a 1.
one.
It's a 1.
1 times 10.
Oh.
So you
He gains
gain
10 pounds.
10 pounds.
I mean,
Well,
I've been living in a tavern for a while. I imagine he's put on a little bit of
You
That
put on a
rat's
spare
going
tire.
right to the hips.
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
it's gonna go right to the hips because that's the only place I can feasibly do this. On your phone.
I mean, putting on 10 pounds and being immune to disease is a trade-off I would still take.
Yeah, now you can eat all
Oh.
sorts of terrible food.
Yeah, and you'd be immune to any of the diseases.
Hey, you know what? Now you're a fat cat.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
does that mean Lucienne has to hate you now?
Oh.
Fat cat
What?
with mad stacks.
Because you're trying to overthrow the corrupt Waterdeep, right? And the fat.
The corporate
cat.
fat cats, you know, rolling around
Yeah.
on high in the
I just want to point
1%.
out to everybody watching, this is what we've been dealing with for the last 3 months.
Okay.
So.
I'm
We
making
should have put some. We should put some of that orange makeup on you.
Ew, yeah.
See, I
I've
hate
actually
Mondays.
done it, guys. It looks great.
Yeah, Tanya.
So good. Right,
Exactly.
Okay.
The hair.
you continue. I'm sleeping.
All right. So, Lucienne is resting fitfully. You're sort of having dreams of your childhood. You have memories of adventures in the understage, which you don't feel like you've ever been there before, but you remember vividly. You know that there was this door that used to pretend that these little baubles that you would find throughout the theater in your childhood were vault keys, and you would open them up and you would hold them before the door, and it would reject your keys every time. But you were on this quest, and it sort of gave you this wanderlust to go out and try and find magical artifacts. Is where all of this sort of stems from.
Yeah, that and the fact that everyone hated me. Sad.
Well, I mean,
Hang on, I'm sorry, I'm
except
sending
the
the
crowd.
fat book. Yeah. Yeah. Thinking about how I had 0 friends, how I was so poor that I could barely eat, and that, you know, I'd have to like get the popcorn from under the seats. And that's, yeah.
well, stale popcorn is the best popcorn.
Yeah, or at least if you haven't tried real popcorn.
Yeah, when you've
I
never
did
had it
send
fresh,
the book.
stale popcorn is the best popcorn.
Can I go to Corlin's Crown and just buy like 20 healing potions?
Darling, you are always welcome in Falah's shop.
For
What is
that.
it that I can do for you today, Octavia?
So, me and some friends of mine are up to the usual stuff, doing dangerous things.
You seem ill at ease since the last we met, Octavia. What is it on your mind? Have you done something nefarious?
Usually.
Oh, you're the worst.
Anyway, how much are your healing potions? I'd like to have a few on backup.
Well, I'll give you the neighborly discount. Say 50 gold.
Discount. Quaint. I'm gonna buy.
Well, if you don't want them, fine.
I'm gonna put 300 gold on the table.
Woo!
Well then, I can do a little better, I suppose. And they reach up behind them and they pull out a sort of a glittery, opaque pink potion. This is sure to cure what ails you. It is a greater heal potion.
How much?
300.
I just have 6.
Well then, no
You have
special
what?
pink potions for you. And pulls back the swirling red ones in a rack, and it's sort of got a belt clip on it, and it just hands it out to you. 300.
Voila. I appreciate this. My people that I need to take care of.
That's a lot of danger you're going to be facing there. You had better come back.
No promise. I take them and clip them on my belt.
All right. And you see your way out of the shop, and the vines close across the doorway behind you.
Yes.
So you make your way back over to Troll Skull. No flying stakes this time. Okay, so the rest of you are sort of waiting around, just sort of sipping your vinegar. What is it that you wish to accomplish while Lucienne, she's snoring quite loudly from upstairs?
Fretful sleep.
I don't know.
Cool enough.
And then
What are you going to do with your share?
My share. I'm going to pay off my debts and buy more books.
Uh-huh. And then?
I will probably invest the rest or well, okay, if I'm being honest, okay.
Yes.
There is a character from one of the books that I read that is a half-orc like me. What I really want to do is I want to recreate his armor and outfits from the story in real life and wear it when I go places so that I may become this character, right?
Wait. You are going to take your 100,000 dragons,
Yes,
buy some books,
yes.
and then cosplay as a half-orc hero.
I don't know what cosplay is, but I do want to be him, yes.
Woodson, I had better see you at PAX East next year as Kolanov.
Yep.
Kolonov dressed up as his hero.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cosplayception.
I didn't know I needed it, but I need it.
I don't know. Honestly, I have never had the amount of dragons that is. I can't even, from a business standpoint, I know how long that would keep me going, but I can't like conceptualize what I could get with it. So I don't know. I'm so used to buying like food. that amount of money. I don't know what you get beyond food. What
Maybe
do you do
could
beyond
finally
survive?
pay off the guilds.
Right? I wouldn't live under the debts. I don't know. I don't know. After I pay off my debts, I don't know what I would do.
Alna, what about you? I know I see you over there watching me.
I was just like, I still don't like that rock.
It's probably because you look a little. It's a little.
What, my whiskers?
Your cheeks, they are a little more
Plump.
full. It is a good look. It's good. It's not a bad thing.
You know, I'm just feeling out, you know.
Yes. No, I mean, with the armor, you look a little more swole. You look.
You know, when I go here on that ship, and we were eating, you know, rations, Bravo rations, and trekking to Waterdeep. We have been able to enjoy, you know, finer things, except for that place, that cafe where we got the ice stocks. I don't want to talk about that. Anna, what will you do with your share?
Probably open up a magic shop.
A magic shop?
Oh, I'm dying.
Now wait. What kind of magic shop?
Magic items.
Like actual magic items?
Magic items, yeah.
Because there are magic shops here that are like tricksy.
No. Magic items. I gotta be able to figure out how to turn them off.
Gotta figure out how to turn them off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
this is too perfect. I can't wait.
This point,
Wait.
Octavia
How
walks
are you
in.
going to sell items that you turn them off? Or you going to buy them?
Well, I'm gonna buy some, I'm gonna sell some, and then I'm gonna turn some off.
Okay. I do not understand a single thing that you said.
That's probably for the best.
Okay.
Point
Octavia,
Octavia walks in and goes, "Oh, Book, you're looking awfully plump today."
I swear it's the rock.
listen.
Practically bursting
little-
at the buttons on the robe.
You're
If there's not going to be a
more-
mechanical.
We have to rib you for it.
Yep.
Let's just hope you don't have to squeeze.
You're
anywhere.
looking a little more rotund, my friend.
Listen, as I say, it is simply I am getting back to my fighting weight.
Sure.
So, Octavia, with your share, what will you do?
Now, at this point, I'm a little conflicted because when I came back, I would say that I would rebuy my estate and try to resurrect my family name, so to speak. But honestly, after all this, part of me wants to just get out of here.
To get up.
Just
Bravo.
leave.
Mm.
I love all the charity in this group. All the community outreach with all of that wealth. Let's never have to work again.
What is that?
Lucien was there to answer.
Okay, so Lucien comes. It's about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. The sun is getting ready to set, and the griffins are flying in high, and the city is golden and resplendent. And Lucien comes creeping down the stairs, them creaking beneath her feet, stretching and yawning, and wearing the same clothes she was yesterday. And
Just
all,
three friends.
and everyone is reunited, and Nim is quite excited to see her.
Nim.
You are here. What is it that I can do for you
I'd
today?
never leave.
I have sharpened the chisel, and it's halfway down to a nub.
It's mine.
God,
I
we were
take
just.
it. Good
The
Nim.
good steel is.
Oh,
Good Nim.
That thing's magic too. You must have put some effort into that.
Yeah.
I've been very
Yeah.
diligent. It is very sharp.
that was just. You realize we have to return that, right?
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We never intended to
Oh,
return that.
Taylor, I
Yeah.
like the way.
Can I see that?
Hold that thought, Nim. Yes, sure, take
Yep.
it.
I'm gonna how's the weight on this? Can I chuck this at someone?
Remarkably, it is somewhat better balanced.
It's a +1
We
dagger now.
We have an automaton that can make weapons.
I take out one of my daggers and hand it. Like, try to do this now. And I take this one and kind of shove it in that place.
It sort of puts your dagger into his grinder slot thing on his side. Sort of like a knife sharpener, hands it back to you, and it's just the blade's like this long now.
I think you might need to recalibrate for non-magical metals.
Great. Cool. So, hold that thought, Nim. Friends, do we have anything we want Nim to accomplish for us? Perhaps something that could help us with this whole situation?
I think it's time to go for the vault.
Oh,
I agree.
Get us more ale so we can celebrate.
I'm very excited now. I have so many plans for these dragons. I thought about it the whole time
So
you
do
were out.
I.
I am ready.
I'm really excited.
Yes.
I've
Nim,
got some big
I
ideas.
take 30 gold and put it down. Go get like a lot of alcohol
And Nim,
and have it ready for when we come back, so that we can have a big party in your honor.
I
Nim, come here.
have never held so much precious metals before. I will fetch much to drink.
It's
You will
because we
see
trust.
me again.
It's because we trust you.
Nim's
Can I
gone.
just...
Yeah,
Oh, wait, no. Oh, Nim, wait. I wanted to help you real quick. Oh.
That's okay.
Oh, then I go to the other nimble right. Real quickly.
Okay.
And I want to just maybe like paint them a bit to make them look a little bit different. Well, I want to do this with Nim as well. I wanted to try and like paint them a bit to make them look a little bit different.
Well, you've got
Just so
several hours before final curtain at the show that's playing tonight, The Kiss of Lamia. So you definitely should. You have a little bit of time to burn still before you have to be over there. It's going to be a very quick mission into the vaults, though. I gotta say, if you're waiting until that late, as you need
No,
to
we'll
be on shift
no,
at
we won't.
midnight.
Well, let's just go. Let's just go.
Okay, so the other Nim, Bright, as you've taken to calling it, looks somewhat disappointed that you have to go and aren't in fact going to give it a fresh coat of paint. Right.
Sorry, Bright.
I'll wait for
Tomorrow.
my new shiny coat of paint here then.
We'll paint you in gold
Right.
when we come back.
Yeah.
You realize that like half of Corey's lines in this game are just guilt tripping us, right?
Yes.
Right.
Half, at least
Yeah, almost
100%.
I'm being generous.
You should feel bad about everything you kill, everyone you speak to.
Bright is like,
Even though it's
Bright
not
and
your
Nim
fault,
love me.
they're lashing the boy. It's just like,
Feel it.
oh, hey.
It's a cruel world out there.
Yeah.
You just grow dead to it eventually.
I'll be nicer. I'm sorry.
No,
Oh,
don't.
it's fine. Don't change nothing. Never change.
So,
Bright, if anything happens, tell my story.
Story.
I have recorded the annals of Lucien, one bane of the city of Waterdeep.
No.
Perfect.
I'm sorry. I totally...
Fame of the city of
Thane. This is the story of your upward mobility through the ranks of society.
Do you
The
know what?
Thane.
Bright, change. Never mind. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine.
We'll work on the prose.
Yes.
You'll be back.
I'll be back.
Please don't leave me alone to write this. I'm
I will
quite
not.
inept. Okay, so you make your way out into the dusk. The sun is setting off in the distance, much like this right here. And you walk your way through the city and over to the Broken Wishes Theater.
Wishes.
It seems to be in sort of an intermission right now. And you call out for wishes, but there's no response.
Is the trapdoor in front of or behind the curtain?
It depends on which act it is.
Oh, good. So, how do we want to get in?
I have an idea. What if we cause an emergency that causes them to evacuate the theater?
Hey, Kolinov, I hate to ask this, but do you still have that necklace?
No, he does not. No.
No.
Took it away.
No,
The
no.
GM wisely stole it back.
No. You know,
Wow.
there are other things that we can do. When I say cause an emergency, I want to be clear
It means fire.
because perhaps there is a misunderstanding. What I mean is to make them think there is an emergency, but no actual danger.
Also, just there's suddenly a conscious that comes into the back of your mind that is the Code Legal suddenly pops into mind, and what that kind of mass slaughter would do.
No,
I
no.
wasn't gonna kill the people. I was gonna go to like one of the empty rooms and burn it.
That's not what Fireball does.
I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast Fireball.
the room's only 10-foot square and everyone's in it. I didn't ask how big it is.
No, I have a better idea. What if everyone heard something so terrifying that they all ran out screaming from the theater?
I mean,
Like a bronze dragon.
Like a bronze dragon? It could be something like that. Perhaps we could scare them in some way. You see what I'm saying?
if we scare them, they might bring the guard or even the army, especially if it's a dragon.
I am the guard. I could pretend. I could rush
No,
in and be like,
if they-
everyone evacuate.
So my idea is that
Cookie
there
sounds
is
great as well.
there is something that appears in the theater. We make it so convincing that they are and run out.
Can you do this? Book, you know, I have never hidden any. Well, never mind. But you are getting eviler and eviler by the day, my friend.
I think it's the stone. We should take
No.
the stone away from him
I'm
and
a
destroy
little
the
No,
stone.
no, no. What I
Destroy
have
the
it.
stone.
I have it. What if they all thought that there was a monster inside the theater?
You mean
That
like a
would bring me-
Lamia?
I'm right here, baby.
The people who would run out
You
would
don't mean an actual monster. I mean, like, it could be like some sort, perhaps, of undead that scares them and they run away screaming.
I could just blend another thing.
Yeah.
You could just blend a what?
Another thing.
And
A blended. But I do not want to actually kill anyone. That is not my goal.
Yeah, but if we make a monster, then we won't have that much time until the guard gets called.
But by then we
Yeah,
will be
Lucienne.
underneath it. They won't know where we are.
Well, yeah, until we have to get out.
By then we will be rich and it won't matter.
At
That
this
will
point-
matter a lot.
At this point, the intermission seems to be over, and there's a bell tolling, and everyone seems to start filtering back into the theater.
we
Okay.
decide now.
Okay, so we just go in and then intermission's back in because no one checks tickets on the second half.
Fun.
We go in.
I've done that many times. Let's go.
Well,
I've never seen how plays start, but I always know how they end.
Oh,
DM
is an actual
Jazzy
thing.
Hands is
Wait.
sitting in the audience right now, like,
I
you
want to-
son of a.
wrap my scarf around myself like to hide because she doesn't like me, this lady.
Oh,
And-
That's probably a good idea. Book, we should probably hide.
In
Hide
fact, I'm
where?
gonna stealth
it's okay. It's dark.
our faces.
No one will see you.
in. I'm gonna stealth in just in case anyway. Oh,
I'm
finally!
also stealth in.
Yeah, I will say
I got
all of
24
you,
on stealth.
roll me a group check to make it past the attendants. I need a
24.
group stealth check. It's not a hard DC.
I
does
got-
anyone have pass without trace?
No, that next level. It's fifth
Oh.
level spell.
Oh yeah. Oh, I morph out of the shadows really quickly and leave it to Octavia.
I forgot that I'm proficient in stealth.
Good.
If
I
you
am
can,
not,
if you
but I
can
got a
find
16.
me with my 26.
Oh,
That's
about a
enough to have
21?
passed.
that's
So I
right,
got a
fine.
21, a 16, and a 24.
24.
So,
Natural 20.
yeah,
Oh,
so
me. We're-
We are a stealth
clearly, this is the rogue crew. So you
How's
make
Greg?
it back in. In fact, you even seem to identify seats available in the audience that nobody else is sitting in.
I'm
And
gonna
what
go,
is it that you wish
Okay.
to do? You're
Okay.
sitting in the audience, and as the curtains come up, the lights dim, and they begin
that-
the second act.
At that moment, I cast Minor Illusion, and there's a banshee scream
Wait. Oh, okay.
from behind the curtain. And
the
after a
curtains-
second, I cast Minor Illusion again to make it look like a banshee is coming through the curtain towards the audience.
Oh no.
So as the curtains are coming up, the audience first thinks it's like some sort of part of the gimmick or part of the show, until the curtain comes up and the lights come on the stage, and you see the prince and the Lamia both recoiling back, and they're terrified of this illusion as well, and they go charging off stage screaming, and then the audience begins to break out in a panic, and they realize the closest of them to this phantasm sort of climbing away at a faster rate than the people further away, climbing over the top of the rest of the crowd.
To everyone else.
All right.
I look
pointing
over at
toward
Kolnov.
Trapdoor.
And this
I'll
will
know
be
looks over at
considered
Kolnov and is like, let's push our way through the front.
Yeah. easy.
difficult terrain for your
I'm
movement.
standing behind Kulinov and just letting Kulinov. I'm imagining like Princess Bride.
Everybody move!
Nobody is listening to you.
I'm gonna start hopping across people's like shoulders to get to the crowd quickly.
That's
Because
Octavia.
because I can ignore
I
the
am-
difficult terrain.
Sneaking across the side of the room, and I'm gonna stage dive into the
You dive, I open it so you slide on in.
yeah.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
fall about 15 feet head first
Yep.
Woo!
to the undercroft.
Can I make an acrobatics check? to
Yes,
see
please
if-
do.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm fine. 18.
Okay.
Turn it
And you
into
I do
tumble
a
and roll,
handspring.
Yeah.
and somehow manage to grab a rope and stand and hold the door open, the trap door open
Yeah.
for everybody else as they gently take the ladder down in a calm and much safer manner.
Just slide down the ladder.
Oh yeah.
I say, as we're sliding down, I'm like, I told you the lights go off in the third act. We could have waited until then and then taken it. I mean, the Banshee was great. I love the
Yeah.
Banshee. It's just.
Before I jump down, I'm gonna take a quick scan to see if anyone's like looking at us hardcore.
No, they are in fact running away from this specter.
Excellent.
And you close the door behind you and you make your way down, and into existence comes Wishes. Oh, I'm so glad you made it.
Can my friends see you now?
Yes.
Yes. Hey guys, this is my
Is it-
dragon friend.
Is it the dragon or is it the gazer?
It's the dragon.
Okay.
So before you stands a small fairy dragon in yellows, pinks, purples, and teal, in varying stripes that seem to scintillate in colors. It has a sort of aurora shimmer coming away from it, and its scales are they appear almost candy-like in their rounded shape. The tail is Kulinov, don't eat the dragon.
What?
Take it out of your
Fairy
mouth.
dragons are friends, not
Yeah.
food.
The dragon looks almost playful in nature, but it appears very friendly, and it clearly would be a friend of a child.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the money?
We aren't actually at the vault yet, but so me and
Wait, what money?
Fairy Dragon.
What money?
Don't
Is
worry
there
about it.
money?
Oh no, there's no money.
No, pretend. We are pretending.
Oh,
I'm not pretending. I came here for money.
No,
Look,
we are
shut up.
pretending.
let's go get the money then.
Yeah,
Where is
there
the
we go.
money?
I
Where's
poke
the
Book
money?
in his rotund belly to distract him.
Listen, 10 pounds is not that much. Believe
I
me.
know, I know.
It's
In
enough
theater
to
of
make your
mind-
belt tight.
I think theater of the mind adds 10 pounds anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Well, as somebody pointed out in Twitch chat, literally, the stone, it adds 10 pounds.
It does.
Weighs the size of a loaf of bread and weighs about 25.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing.
that puts you up at the upper limit of what you can carry. You might not be able to get any gold out of here, Buck. That's terrible.
Nope.
Oh,
You didn't
I'm
think of
dropping
that.
everything.
Sure.
That is a lot of weight.
It is.
Yeah. No,
So,
a wizard doesn't normally carry very much, so I got extra room.
Good
So-
for you.
We're gonna come out with just bushels.
Wishes, can I ask you a question?
yes, what
How
is it,
come you
Lucian?
knew about the vault?
What?
How did you know about the vault?
Well, we used to play there.
Yeah, but I didn't find it. You took me there, I'm assuming. Has it always been part of the structure, or was it?
I don't know. It's just
Okay. And you don't know who
you're the
built
one
it,
that
or-
found it. You tell me.
Oh, I found it? Oh, I'm sorry, my memory is awful. Okay.
It must be terrible growing up and becoming an adult. You don't
Yep.
remember any of the fun things in life. We'll
I didn't do
this
any,
thing and
but
we will remind you of what childhood and fun can be like.
Did they just
childhood
become Peter
wasn't so
Pan?
good for
Yes.
me.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
A little bit.
So Alna does not like dragons. Does he believe this dragon?
Roll an
yeah.
insight.
I also
Dragon slash
think I
gazer.
might roll an insight.
Okay, that's a natural 1.
I
This
got
you don't normally trust dragons, but this one is so wholesome that you can't help but be.
I got a
swayed.
17.
You see Alna like smile a little bit.
17 to
Got-
what?
to insight to see whether he's being honest.
Alna's heart grew 3 sizes then.
Oh no! How apropos for Christmas! I love it.
Suddenly,
on a
magic is good.
17 insight. You can determine that this dragon is absolutely 100% just trying to be your friend.
Wishes. If we go into the vault, will you keep watch for us? Or
Does
will
that
you want
mean
to
I
come in
can't
with us?
play?
It means that when all is done, we can be friends forever, and you can come with me.
Okay then. I'll wait up here and I'll make sure nobody, standing guard is it's the loneliest part of play, but for you, Lucienne, I will do it. I will wait up here.
If somebody comes, will you make the noise of like,
If somebody comes, I'll just pop in
And-
next to you.
yes, great, great, I love that.
Wow.
Hey,
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's do this.
So you turn around, and underneath the stage, there appears to be a trap door below the stage, going down to another level that you used to play in. And Wishes sets up sort of guard, and suddenly looks much less round and playful and glossy, and much more like slick, smooth, and muscular, and it appears a little bit larger.
Matthew,
Technical difficulties.
Matthew.
It's nighttime over there. We forgive them.
You know.
Oh, you crazy Brits.
It's
Okay, so this once playful, almost plushy dragon is now appears a little bit more soldier-esque and a little more intimidating. The horns appear sharper and the wings appear almost weapon-like. So, as if there could be a buffeting, but this form is clearly fluid. So, you make your way down into the trapdoor, and a few yards below, this rusted, creaky ladder. It's made of some sort of cast bronze, perhaps. It appears to be sturdy despite its wear. And you get down to the bottom, and there is a sort of a stone room with enormous slabs. The walls appear to be made of sort of bricks around you of sandstone. They're about 1 foot by 2 foot each, and the doors in front of you with these enormous glyphs carved into them are made of a single slab, and they are very tightly bound together. It's very hard to tell.
Wow.
You won't be able to get a pry bar in between them. And as you're entering the room, the lights come up, and you can see this almost warm glow that as the torches take over lighting the room.
At this moment, Book's going to reach in a little pouch, take our little piece of leather, kind of rub it on himself, and cast Mage Armor.
I applaud this decision.
The doors before you glow
Shalala.
a little bit, and it's sort of a blue pulse as you cast magic in the room. And across it in Draconic, does anybody read Draconic?
Do I read Draconic?
Nope,
I do
not me.
I don't.
No
Nope.
one does.
Seriously,
Just
nobody
Draconic?
took Draconic.
I took.
Wishes, come here real
English,
quick.
Fair enough.
So like as you're saying, Octavia's like, so we're totally gonna kill Wishes on the way out, right?
No, I think
No, we can't kill wishes.
No,
Wishes comes down.
Wishes is a loose end.
You
Wishes!
guys are crazy. Oh,
Yeah.
oh yes. What? That was the
Can you
shortest
read-
guard session. Did you decide I need to come with you after all?
Probably.
He
We'll
looks
call
thoroughly
you.
excited.
Let's just. I have a fun idea. Let's just take it step by step. First, can you read this for us?
The 3 keys. Bring them forth.
Oh,
Alna?
We talked about the keys. Did you bring the keys?
We did indeed. Friends, keys.
Of course we did.
Ah, and it sort of like slithers its way back up the top of the stairs, and you see the trapdoor close.
Thank you, wishes.
Thanks.
You
Today's
hear a
problem.
harumph from above at the trapdoor as it closes noisily.
That is the sound of an unhappy
You-
accomplice
Lucien.
who's going to sell us out.
Lucien, I know that your normal mode of operation is to use people for your own purposes, but maybe this dragon deserves to come with us and help us.
Think so?
Instead
Oh,
of
for the group.
being treated like a tool, you could treat this dragon as an ally and friend. Hmm?
So I would like to reiterate that the reason I didn't want to bring him down here is so that you'll help us and we can be friends forever afterwards. But if you
Okay.
think it's good to bring him into the suspicious, scary, underground secret vault, that's
He
on
has
you,
the
but
ability to teleport around, right? They don't have
Fair.
if there's danger. They will leave, right?
okay.
But it seems
So-
like I say we should
Seems
bring.
fine. Is
I
everyone
like
else happy with that?
Wishes is great. Let's bring him along.
Wishes!
Wishes.
He is
Can you come here, please?
into the room right next to you. Yeah. Lucien,
Welcome to Paul's Grey.
Postgre!
and boom,
You're in.
both of his paws turn gray
Yeah.
and fuzzy.
Welcome to Paul's Grey. Sit on my shoulder. Let's go together.
Turns tiny and gets up on your shoulder.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
almost feline at this size.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, let's go, guys.
Ricky,
Lucian wouldn't say that. Let's go.
put the keys in.
Okay, so
Ricky.
the door is beholden before you is the door, and it has its draconic inscribed into it, glowing a sort of iridescent blue.
Who has
Well,
the keys?
Octavia, you stole the keys. Go for it.
Oh, Octavia.
As you bring the hat and you tip your hat to the door, you hear a and the crack appears halfway down through the center of the door.
Well, now you got me feeling bad. And I take the shish kebab and chuck it to Ona.
Almost points the shish kebab at the door like, open.
Another third of the door cracks, and as it's just sort of like this thunder, like lightning bolt like crack is just right down through the seal at the middle of the door.
And she takes a step to Lucian and says, and of course, only right. As you pull out the bronze dragon scale. There you go.
I take it. Have a long look at this thing, and then I go and put it in.
As you place it up against the door, and the doors sort of part, these massive stone slabs, 18 feet tall at least, just sort of slide to the sides, and there's stone dust falling from the ceiling, and the open, dark mouth of the cavern before you, the gust of cold air comes out at you, and suddenly, torches ignite going down this hallway.
Oh.
And you can see in the room before you the glint of gold along the walls. And there are numerous panels that are being illuminated throughout the room. And there are 3 massive stone pillars in a line down the center of the chamber. The room appears to be around 80 feet long and about 40 feet wide. There are doors along the edges of all of the walls, with frescoes carved into them. There are 12 sets of double doors, each made of bronze. They are 10 feet wide, 10 feet high, and they are embossed with images of dwarven warriors in various battles that you can only assume throughout history have taken place, or they could be epic stories immortalized in bronze.
Okay.
Is the gold?
I think it's at the end.
Behind one of these doors, I imagine.
There's a lot of doors.
We could go to any of them.
Should we be quiet? Is there any chance anyone's in here?
Hello?
Oh, good.
I visibly,
and Kolinov's
I
voice
visibly
echoes
cringed.
in the
Just-
chamber, almost resonating off of these doors as they set to vibrating.
No,
Just
no.
here.
no one else is
Who's
here.
that?
You realize that it doesn't have to be like living things that could still be down here. Like the
Like the skeletons and wigs.
yeah.
Or the banshee on the stage.
Automatons or ghosts or golems?
Yeah. If they're actually
Oh
is a
my.
banshee, I'll laugh because that's pretty great.
So, just from here, can I see any tracks on the floor? Anything leading to a certain door? Something that might give us an idea.
Sort of interesting that, though clearly disused for so long, there is zero dust anywhere in this area. Everything is pristine. The stone floors are well polished.
Any blood / human residues anywhere?
There
Hold on,
doesn't
boobs.
appear to be any remains or like signs of a trap that may have gone off.
Yeah, no smear marks, no
No,
no
beholder.
shadow of a person running forward and then dying horribly.
Just an imprint on the wall.
Yeah.
The area is
Everyone
a bit
knows.
stale, but definitely clean and dry. You don't get the sense of decay or anything.
I mean, Waterdeep is the Dark Souls of Dungeons and Dragons. Everybody knows that.
This
All
far
right.
underground, you would expect that there would be some sort of mildew or some sort of dust or something, but it's immaculate.
Someone's tending this. It's not abandoned. Wishes, have you ever seen people come in through this door other than me?
I didn't know this door could open. I thought it was just a game.
Did anybody ever win the game?
No. You're the first.
Let's win the game.
Let's win the game.
Let's win.
And I want to take a step forward into the corridor.
So as you step into the room,
Oh no, I hate
Best thing
it
you want to
already.
hear from a DM. As you
What
do
saving
this.
throw do I have to
Is
make?
that where we're making the death TPK?
Yeah.
no,
If we have to give,
not at all.
this fairy
There's
dragon
only one
80
way to
grand,
go.
I'm gonna be
The
upset.
room is at a comfortable temperature. A little bit cooler than the previous room you were in, but it's still within realm of comfortable. And as you're wandering around, looking through the room, just these amazing double doors with these bronze scenes carved into them. There doesn't appear to be anyone in here or any disturbances.
Guys, I think it's okay to come in at least this far.
Perfect.
Should
Should we
really
check the
just check out the room.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I go to the first bronze door and I open it.
Oh, good.
Which one is the first one, left or right?
On the right. The first
On
one
the
on
right.
the
So
right.
as you turn the corner, there's one immediately to the right that could perhaps double back on this passage, and you go to grab a handle, and your hand just there's no handle, and maybe you push, and so you push on it, and it does nothing, and it's sort of cool to the touch, but no more than you would expect to the room, and it's embossed with these images, and it's gorgeous, but it doesn't seem to budge. However, you're straining as you're pushing on it, and the sound sounds wrong. It echoes loudly in this room, and you all turn and look upwards, and
Oh.
these pillars in the center of the room, as you peer up, you can see there are 3 bridges from across the 3 pillars, and they are in a sad, crumbling state about 60 feet above you.
Ooh.
More climbing.
I don't think we're in Waterdeep anymore.
Yeah. At least
No,
not
I
the
don't
one
know
we know.
what you mean. I'm sure we are here. I do not understand.
I think this might be like a different sort of. I think that was a gate.
A gate? I mean, wasn't there another city before Waterdeep that they built on top of? We probably just went into it.
Yeah, but we didn't go down 60 feet to get here.
Or did we?
No. You only went down maybe 20.
The theater should be right above us.
Extra dimensional space?
Extra dimensional space.
It's bigger on the inside.
Whatever.
TARDIS.
It's bigger on the inside.
What's a TARDIS?
Do you want me to go up there and check it out?
Lucian, you should know.
Wait, how do you plan on? Oh, right, you can climb.
I can. I
Yeah,
am also. What is the word? Inferior, as the rest.
Wait, what?
What?
That's the
Okay.
right word. Yes.
You know, in my experience, there are people have their uses.
Oh, I'm sure that's your experience.
Yeah, the wrong
So I'm
phrase
sure
to
you have
use.
yours.
Yeah,
Why
yes.
else would you be here?
The wrong phrase to use.
Look,
Lucian.
go up, bring a rope.
Yes. I have some rope, I believe.
Probably.
If not,
You
I
have
can
60
give you
feet?
some.
I got rope.
So you
I
are going to
got-
attempt to climb one of the walls?
I'm gonna let the cat
So-
do it.
I would like to use my climbing speed as a tabaxi.
Maybe climb the pillar.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need 2 ropes because it's 60 feet tall and I have 50 foot of rope, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you have a climb speed, absolutely, but this is stone.
Not like a natural surface.
Still hard to climb.
Yeah,
So I can't get my claws into it.
you can't sink your claws into stone, no.
And
And it is smoothly polished sandstone.
the walls themselves.
The walls themselves are made of the bricks. You could potentially get your claws in between the bricks, but it's
Could he climb the frescoes on one of the doors?
How
so
tall
the
are
doors
the
are
doors?
only 10 feet tall.
Ah, well,
Yeah.
that'll get you 10 feet.
I mean,
Meh. He can get up there.
I could try to jump.
Try to
60
jump.
But that would waste a spell. I
how
feel
high
like
can you jump?
Not that high, but I could try to like pull some Mario shit.
Wait, how?
Don't pull that shit.
Whoopee!
Can't
Oh,
you
no.
cast it? Can you cast it on somebody else, or
No, I think jump stealth.
Oh, you're going to pull some Castlevania stuff.
I think you're right.
That's not.
Oh.
That's a more on
Love
type
it.
reference, to
Love
be
it.
honest.
Yeah.
So if I can get 30 feet somewhere high, then I can take. I have a way to get the other 30 feet.
All right, just do it. Do it.
But it's going to
Give it a
burn a second level spell. I can Misty Step 30 feet.
Maybe we should explore the ground floor more.
I mean, we only tried one door.
Yeah, can we try? Whilst we're thinking about this, let's try the other doors. I want to
Okay.
inspect the frescoes a bit closer.
Okay. Roll me a
Um,
perception and tell me which doors you want to look at. So, you have 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top. Well, I'm sorry, 2 behind you, 2 at the far end of the corridor, and then 4 on each side.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then I'll do 2 on the far right
Far right. Okay.
for the frescoes.
I'm
While
gonna.
she does that, I'm gonna start ritual casting detect magic.
Good
First
idea.
perception is a
I'm gonna
10.
Go down with
The
Lucien and
second
check the opposite side.
is another 10 actually.
So with
not
your
great.
10, you are checking them out, and you're fairly certain that embedded in these are gems. The eyes in every dwarf is made of a small chip of what appears to be garnet. Not intensely valuable, but definitely a piece of art. Definitely something that could go for a little bit of money. Could you pry it out of here?
I don't know if that's for me. I'm waiting for the big guns.
And
Okay.
is there something that I could like examine? Or here's what I'm thinking about: looking at the frescoes themselves, see if I can determine anything about, how they're constructed or what might be, kind of analyzing them intellectually to see if there's something that I can figure out in terms of their relation that I can maybe do an investigation on.
You can compare and contrast between them to see what they are and what's different about them. Roll me an investigation and
Thank
tell me
you.
which ones you are investigating.
I'm gonna go down the ones on the right.
Okay. The 4 on the right. Between them, you could tell they actually. What's your number?
I thought I was gonna get it.
I've got a baseline of knowledge that I can pass along here.
Okay.
But
21.
okay, so you get it all. So
Pokemon.
you could tell that they are a sequential series of battles, and they don't appear to end with the last one you look at. If you're looking at them chronologically, you can tell that they are the story of one particular dwarf through a series of wars. And as you're going around the room, you can order them from beginning to end, and you sort of actually get the impression that either one of two doors is the last one. It's hard to tell, and it could be that looking at those two doors, if you want to roll another investigation, you might be able to learn more about them.
Sure.
Look.
20.
20.
20 total.
Total.
Dirty.
Okay. So it appears to you as if the last two doors are a choice. They both appear to have the same circumstances around them, but one, this dwarven figure, is laid atop a funeral pyre. The other, he is getting married.
Fascinating.
Yeah, what's the difference? Am I right?
Ah!
Oh.
Knew that joke was coming. Been married long enough to know what's the difference. I'm just playing.
I'll explain. I'm gonna point out to the rest of the group what I've determined about them being sequential, and that these two look like you got a choice between marriage or death. What do you think?
My choice is romance, of course. Always.
Just,
You know-
some
I'm not
magic
surprised
come
that my choice is death, but I mean, okay.
And
Does
I'll,
detect magic kick up?
Actually, behind the door, you can definitely feel the emanations of something. You can't tell what it is, though.
Which door?
Behind them.
find
Oh.
all the
It's
doors.
from behind both of them.
Fine.
I can detect magic lets me tell what type of magic it is.
The school or schools.
Yeah.
It would be
I think that usage does require you
enchantment magic.
to see the thing.
Both of them are enchantment?
You actually, as you sort of walk from one door to the other, it sort of parallaxes. You can tell that it's the same object. You can't see it, you can't tell the strength of the glow or anything, but you can feel its emanations from behind the... It's like the two doors go to the same place, but you must make a choice between the doors.
That's kind of cool.
Fault to the group.
Well, you know,
We have
I
one
think
for
it's
death and one
cool
for
enough.
marriage.
I would rather be married than dead.
Looking
Perfect.
closer at them, you see that the two are at the altar before a priest, and they're holding a ring, and it has a valuable gem here. This isn't just a garnet or something of that nature. This is actually a valuable gem, and they appear happy and young. But looking in the other one with the burial mound, or the burial fire, you can see that the dwarf is old, and he wears a crown. But he is alone.
Death, 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 death.
I mean, if it's supposed to be chronological, it would be death when you think about it.
That is the end of most stories. Or the beginning, it depends, I suppose.
No, because I read many of these fairy tales where they get married and they live happily ever after.
Well, I mean, did he look older in the scenes of battle, or did he look younger? Because one's
Young.
younger.
No, this takes place. Both of these take place after the battles.
Yep. Either gets the girl and lives happily ever after, or he does his duty to the kingdom.
You know, I honestly think it's both.
Yeah. This is difficult.
Well, there's multiple of us. We could
No,
each just open the door at the same time.
Cool enough, and I agree.
I'll go with marriage as well.
Well,
Why
what
not?
if we just open both doors
I'll
at the
just-
same
See
time?
for marriage. I feel like we have to make a
We could
choice.
try it, but I don't know if it's going to work. And seeing as two already want marriage, I feel like it's going to swing the other way. I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
So what's the plan? Open
What
them
do you
both?
think?
Open just...
The marriage door.
The marriage door.
All right. You push it open.
Oh, no, do you want to... Oh, no.
Done.
All right,
Done,
you
it's
push it
totally
open, and an air of warmth
Open eye.
just sort of breathes out over you, and you can see a fresco engraved into the wall in the hall in front of you, and stairs off to your left climb up, and above it, off to the right. The fresco in front of you is this exquisite maiden. She is dressed beautifully, and you can tell it's the woman from the door that you opened. And she stands in this fresco before you, and she holds the ring out.
Is that the thing that's giving off the magic?
Yes.
Hey, guys.
I feel like we
There's
already
something
chose
I
wrong.
There's something I can do if we want to get up there first, get a little bit further away from it, and then take the ring. If we want to take the ring at all, I'm just saying.
I say we grab it on the way out.
If it's
Yeah, if we come out
enchantment,
this way.
well, it was enchantment magic, which means that it could be a trap.
Mage hand?
That's exactly what I was going to
Take it with
suggest.
the mage hand, yeah.
Okay.
It worked before. Let's go up the
Can we get
stairs.
What could ever go wrong?
As you approach, each of you,
Ah.
I need a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Good.
That's my
Natural
strongest one.
20.
9!
Oh shit! 13. 13. Woo!
Yes. Natural
Barely.
20.
Natural one.
Oh no!
All right,
Me
so
and
who failed?
Kulinov.
Octavia
9.
and Book and Kulinov
Oh no!
stare longingly into the eyes of this dwarven maiden, draw
No.
steel, and turn their backs on the painting, and
No.
face the rest of you.
Yo, motherfuckers!
See, this is why I said we should cut.
You are charmed.
Right. I'm
As
going
she speaks
to.
into your minds. Defend me from these looters.
Lucien, you came to steal from these people, and I will not allow it.
Octavia
You
is
came to
having-
steal too! You've been talking about all the money you want to spend!
No, I
Yes,
am
you
not
have!
No.
this precious woman. I will
Right.
protect her.
I want to really quickly mage hand that ring and see if the disruption does anything to it.
Okay, so you cast Mage Hand.
And I want to grab
What
the ring.
are the components for Mage Hand?
What? Hang on,
No,
what?
it's
When did
somatic.
this ever come about? Sorry.
Well, I mean, you've
Maybe
got,
it's somatic.
you've got weapons
I have to
in your face, and you're going to cast a spell.
let me
so-
check, let me check.
It's verbal and somatic.
Yo.
That's true.
Yep.
Oh! Verbal and
Fingers and talking.
So
Look-
even if they
Anyone
don't
else?
know what spell it is, they're going to recognize that you are casting a spell while they have
Can I
weapons
make
drawn
a
on you.
sleight of hand check?
Oh, there we go. Now we're getting clever. All right, roll it up.
Spicy.
21.
That
see that.
will definitely beat their passive. So you successfully cast Mage Hand without them realizing you're casting a spell. You sort of weave it into your hair flip, and
Mage hand. I hate this. I hate
yes,
this.
all that all day.
All that all day.
Mage Hand.
Maybe it's mage hand.
Done. So the ring is gently lifted out of this this fresco, and it's lifted and over Book's shoulder and comes to rest gently in your hands, and suddenly your feelings of protection are towards Lucien.
Lucien,
Yes! Sorry. That's great.
Oh, Lucien's favorite thing to have is everyone just wants to protect Lucien and does what she says now.
Lucien,
Is there a way to like? Yes, Book.
we must make sure that you are protected at all costs. Your life is the most precious thing here.
Except the 500,000 gold, of course.
No, you must protect her from whatever would do her harm.
Hang on, I need to make a decision in my mind.
Yeah, you do.
You sure you don't want to make that decision on paper?
Yeah. I look over to Ulna and I say, "Do you maybe know a way to temporarily turn this thing off?"
Not yet. I'm still working on that. you know.
Okay. Friends, this ring is charmed you.
No, you have charmed me.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I
He
hear
is
this.
very charming.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if there's a way to like control the ring? Maybe if I equip it and I could turn it off.
You sure roll
Okay.
Arcana.
9.
You are unaware of any way to turn off enchantment magic.
Do you want me to look at it real quick?
Yeah, have a quick look. I
You
want it
suddenly
back.
want to protect Alna.
Yeah. My back has shifted away, and now I've got myself between Alna and everyone else.
Good.
I am at Kulinov's side. Alna, your life.
The rest of you, back off!
Okay, wait, whoa, big man. All any luck?
This is why magic is bad. I got a 21.
You're aware that if you were to attune to this ring, you could control it. However, it would probably, it'd take you about an hour to attune to this ring in a short
Okay, can I
rest.
destroy it?
I'm trying to take it back once I figure out.
I just want a player insight
Alna doesn't
roll
get
on
anything
what
wrong.
happens
Get
when
away,
you
get
destroy
away.
a magic item.
Oh, okay. Right, I got
Alna
a
wants to destroy a
16
magic item.
plus 4
It's called
on my
Wild Magical
insight to see.
Backlash.
Sorry. I actually got a 22 on my insight to see whether Ulna looks like she's about to destroy this thing.
He.
He,
No,
sorry.
he's just wondering to himself if he can destroy it or not.
Oh, okay. Right. I thought you looked like you were about to.
Not yet.
My mage hand is out.
Lucien, step away from Alna.
Oh, don't worry, I'm keeping my distance.
Put away the hand. We can see it.
It's an
Not
invisible hand.
invisible.
No,
It's
it's not.
invisible.
It's not
It's not.
invisible unless you're a Gish
Arcane
or an
trickster.
arcane trickster.
Yep.
Sad.
Yeah.
It's a
Wonder.
spectral floating hand. Everyone can see it. Put it away. Step away from Alna, or I will be forced to hurt you.
Not like you've been wanting to do that for a while anyway. Ooh. Okay.
Well, that's
The
actually
tides have
tempting. To
turned.
let him- it's tempting to let him get that out of his system, but no, I'm not going to do that.
We should continue. Get
Yeah, we
out
should
of this
continue.
place. It's not safe, Alna.
Let's establish, Ulna, first. We are all friends. Yes, we want to protect
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah, no, we definitely want to protect Lucien
Okay.
and Wishes. How's Wishes doing? Did
How
Wishes
is
fail?
Wishes doing?
Did Wishes fail? Is Wishes now my best friend?
Oh, I didn't roll for wishes. I totally
Wishes
forgot
is
wishes.
my best friend. Don't take him.
Can fairy dragons be
Wishes
smart?
passed. Wishes
Okay.
is with Lucien.
That's about right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's give the ring back.
Yeah,
Ulna.
I guess I should not do that as he puts it on.
I guess I should not do that.
Okay.
Lucien, do not try to rob Alna.
Sure. I won't. I promise.
Yeah,
So
no, this is
Alna-
getting destroyed as soon as I can figure out how to destroy it.
Give it to
Alna
me.
has the ring equipped and an escort of 3 people. And Lucien, you have a dragon on your shoulder.
I don't care. I'm gonna try and sleight of hand the ring. I don't know how.
You
I am
cannot
watching-
Go up the
actually get
stairs.
close enough.
We
Oh,
got
let's
I
just
know.
go upstairs.
Stay away.
Every time you try and get close, one of them seems to step in between.
As you get close, you chill number 3 just buries itself in the wall next to your head.
away.
Ulna, can we just like put this on the ground? Because I don't like
little
this energy.
firebolt starting to.
Genuinely, I think this problem might go away if none of us have the ring.
That's actually a good idea.
Great.
Okay, and I'm gonna take
On the
off the
ground.
ring, and I'm gonna, before I put it down, I'm gonna be like, make sure she doesn't get too close.
The moment
So
you
the-
put the ring down, pink, it poofs out of existence and it's back in the fresco's hands.
Son of a
Fine.
bitch.
You all want to protect the fresco.
Fuck. Okay. Mage hand
Lucien-
grabs the ring.
Lucien, stop!
I punched
Okay.
Lucien right in the face.
I think we understand how this thing works. Move on!
Cool enough.
It's a
Actually,
12.
wait,
I commented.
roll. Oh no, it doesn't hit, but I'm still annoyed.
Glances off your shoulder armor.
Okay, quite genuinely, I grab it, and this time it's mine.
And then you had it after I hit you, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay,
Oh.
right.
Wait, so how do you
Guys?
get? How'd you get it this time? There's 3 of us, and we're
Mage
gonna
hand.
notice you mage hand this time.
She took it.
It was
It's
still
gone.
there.
She
It
still
didn't
got mage
like,
hand.
disappear.
Let's
It
go
was
up to the
just-
stage. Let's
Oh,
go
I
up the
thought you
stairs.
dropped it when Book told you to.
I just moved it away. Guys, everyone are friends. If you protect me, you protect Orna and the dragon as well.
I don't
Okay?
care about them.
Right, you
Yes,
do.
Kulinov can take care of himself. You are what matters most.
Right, go, just go. I link
All right.
arms with Ulna and I say, we're in this together. I don't know what's up with them. Or how long this lasts.
Well, I know what's up with them. That's the ring, but we gotta destroy that ring. We're gonna destroy the ring, right?
Go upstairs.
One day.
Eh,
I make sure to
There are
hold
no
on.
volcanoes here.
Want the
We
money?
gotta.
Let's
get them out.
go!
It's the one ring to control them all.
You bet
I
it is.
stay within 5 feet of Lucien at all
I have
times.
heard
So you
of
make your
Mount
way-
Neverwinter. It may be appropriate for what you say.
You're making your way up the stairs. The stairs climb about 70 feet and take you to a landing. Well, a hallway, I should say. And the hall is about 20 feet tall. Going down the center of the hallway, there are 3 pillars. Much smaller in scale. This hallway is only maybe 10 feet wide. There are 3 doors exiting to your right. The 3 pillars running down the length of the hall are carved to resemble war hammers. Their square heads are pressed against the floor. They are inverted, pointing downwards like hammers. The west wall bears a cracked mosaic. Depicts a dwarf smith at a forge. He's crafting something out of metal and black diamonds. And there are the 3 doors to the east wall are open archways leading out to the spans that were going above the area you were in below. They appear to be crumbling.
Sorry, that's all great. I just realized the implications of a wedding ring that requires you to protect the wearer.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that dude was totally messed with.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I got it. We're caught up. Okay. Forge stuff, walls, frescoes, okay.
It's like I said, funeral, wedding, what's the difference?
I wonder if Renair is single and powerful.
You know,
Anyway.
that's probably terrible.
Yep.
Do you say this out loud while you're hooked armed with Alma?
I got the impression he might not be so into Lucien.
No, I got that.
The
too.
dwarf in the fresco that is, or the mosaic carved into the western wall appears to be a jeweler. He's forging a ring very similar to the one that Lucien is now wearing.
Hey, Ulna, if you want to destroy it, you might want to look at that thing and see what that.
How these bridges, how long are they?
They are about 40 feet across. There are gaps in the span that appear to be about 15 feet across.
40 feet is too far.
There's only 15-foot gaps, so it's
Yes.
Yeah, but I really...
Across the span, at the end of each of the bridges, is a door on each of them. 3
Oh,
separate
okay.
doors.
Is a choice like before?
You gotta be able to see the options before we can really
So
tell.
there's 3 doors and this fresco, this cracked fresco of a dwarf forging a ring.
Mm-hmm. What are the frescoes over the doors? Are they different rings? Are they different stories? again?
Across the bridges,
Yes.
you
Why
can't
is it-
really see from here.
Have to get there first. Fair.
Why is everything so decrepit over here? Everything was pristine down there, and up here, everything's crap.
Huh, maybe it's the further along you get, the older the stuff is.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, if you think about it imagery-wise, I mean,
Yeah.
battle and fighting is fantastic and clean, while marriage is decrepit.
He says with his wife
Well-
right behind him.
Oh. Also, like, the bridges are out of whack, too. That's abnormal.
That
Perhaps
is
it's on
weird.
purpose then.
Or maybe the magic that maintains it is weakening? You still have... Can you still detect magic?
Do I still have detect magic? It lasts for
It's
10
only-
minutes. I don't know.
It's only been maybe 3 or 4 minutes during that entire exchange and the climb up the stairs, so you've still got it up. You can detect that there is no magic on the bridges themselves.
Yeah, what's the range on detect magic? 60 feet? 30 feet?
I think it's 30 feet.
30 feet. Cool. Okay. Well, we have to get to the doors to see what they say. So this one says forging. So I go to the next one and I jump the gap.
Wait, which one says fort? No. So there is a mosaic on the
mosaic.
hall on your right side. You're
Okay.
facing south, and on the left side there are 3 arches with a bridge that goes across to 3 other doors.
Gotcha. The mosaic is him forging this.
Yes, there's sort of a crack coming down from the top right to the bottom left that goes right through the center of the ring.
That's what I gotta figure out how to do. Anyway.
I check the first door on the left.
So you're going to cross the bridge.
I'm gonna cross the bridge. Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Okay, so to get across the bridge,
And I say, Lucien, stay
Yeah.
here. Do not
Okay.
move.
I
You will
won't.
be safe.
Pulling up. Do what you must do. We will make sure that no
Cool.
harm befalls her.
Protect yourself as well.
Why? Absolutely not.
Oh god.
And I go.
Yeah, this is why the ring needs to be destroyed.
I go across.
Yeah, this is a bit bad.
okay. So it is a 15-foot gap. What is your strength?
18.
18. So you may make an attempt to jump across.
I make an attempt. I roll. Is it athletics? Is it just a strength
It's
check?
athletics. Just
Cool
Cool
don't
enough
fail.
before you go.
Okay. That's a 26.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind then.
You
Yeah,
you
I'm
don't
fine.
even you don't even really take a running start. You're just like 2
I
steps
jog
and just
take
like
a long step.
That's about to fine.
boop, land on the other side. Make it look easy. You took the door on the left, you said.
Yes.
So, in front of you, there's a door. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting something here.
Yep. I feel you.
Well, I'm getting to the point. I'm not jumping or crossing the thing, but I'm get up to the arch where I can see him and keep a close eye on him in case he falls.
Okay.
Thank you.
As you step on the last tile before the door, it's actually a piece of sandstone that's 5 foot by 5 foot, right in front of the door. And as you step onto it, the door sort of retracts into the ceiling. Inside the room beyond, a small room, maybe 10 foot by 10 foot, we'll say that it's a 10-foot tall painted statue of an armored male dwarf holding a battle axe in one hand and wearing a mask, and stands in this 20-foot tall room. Okay? Before the statue, set into the floor, is a trap door with a pull ring along one side. The door is made of some silvery metal, highly glossed, and appears to be of much value.
Wow. I don't know what to make of this. Does the
Give
sword?
me a knowledge religion check.
Yeah, boy. I'm actually pretty good at that. Kolomov reads a lot. It's not terrible. Actually, that's okay. 18.
That's good.
This is, the more you look at it, it looks more and more familiar, and this is one of the iconic heroes you've been reading about. This is Torm something or other.
Torm something.
Gorm Gulthin. The battle axe is a dead giveaway. You see the intricate carvings along the side of it that spiral up the haft on it, and he's missing a pinky finger on his left hand, and it just suddenly, bam, and the scar on the cheek strikes you. That's Gorm.
Clue after clue.
Yeah.
Is that the cosplay you wanted to do?
No.
The
Unfortunately.
statue.
Oh, he wants to be an orc, not a dwarf.
Oh, right. Close enough.
But it is understandable that you would think that.
So you recognize that the statue is actually sort of made into the floor. It's all part of the floor. It's carved out of it. There's no stone, so you couldn't topple it or anything.
Wow.
But it's obvious to you that the trap door on the floor is false. Gorm was a trickster, and in one of his tales, he used a false entrance to trap unwary individuals into triggering his alarm.
Interesting. Okay. Got a pretty good hold on this room, you know? There's a false door. Maybe there's a real one that leads to the treasure of Gorm. Oh, if I could bring back the treasure of Gorm. That battle
In a
axe.
sudden wave of cold, your hair on your neck stands up as you look at the trap door and you remember what happened in this story. As the wrath of Gorm, he blazed fire from his eyes and incinerated the individual in a battle some hours later.
Ah. Well,
And
perhaps
this
I will
statue
not
of-
seek the treasure of Gorm.
The treasure of Gorm, you're not so sure about, but he does appear to be staring longingly at that trap door.
Oh.
Colonel, did you find anything?
Yes, I found a way for you to die, so don't come over here.
Okay. Cool.
Is there another? Am I still standing like on the sandstone door, keeping the door open, just on the inside, or have I gone into the
No,
room?
you're in the room and you're able
Okay.
to look around,
Okay.
and the door is
there-
open.
Can I check the back of the statue, or is there some?
Give me an investigation.
I'd like to look for another door. If I know that this is a false one and he was a trickster, I'd like to look for another door. So, an investigation.
Mhm.
That is a 15.
A 15. So you look around. You're sort of like trying to find some edges, but everything appears to be extremely well fitted in the stone and the walls in here. And there's really nothing you can find. At one moment, you see it chipped out of a corner of one of the stones, and you start trying to wedge a dagger in there, and you think about Gorm's eyes, and you're like, this is probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
And then you turn around.
All right. I leave the room.
Kolinov, check the statue some more.
I checked the statue, but I'm afraid he will melt my brain.
Do you need the chisel?
Stay back from his eyes.
No, I do not need the chisel.
We all need the chisel.
Check the other doors.
Okay.
So who is
I'll
going
go
to
and
check
check
the
the
next
middle
one?
I'll know. We'll go check the middle door.
Excellent.
The middle door. Okay. What is your strength?
13.
13. Okay, so that will not allow you to be able to jump this gap.
Sure.
You don't have the
I
strength
get
to actually be able to do it.
Sorry.
Damn.
This is a test. There are magics in place. I'm sorry, but only the strong may survive.
Cool enough. If he won't get across, I definitely won't. Can you help me get like a rope set up or something?
Yes, I can
No,
get
no,
across.
no. This is not good.
Oh?
Lucien, you cannot fall.
Yes,
no, I won't.
Lucien,
I'll
you
be
cannot be
fine.
put into danger. No, I will not. I will not. do that.
It's okay. I tell you why it's okay. I'll tell you why it's okay. I will keep a close eye on her, and should she fall, I will immediately cast Featherfall. And she will-
Oh, well, with the safeties in place, I suppose
Just shouting this across the divide.
I'll allow it. I
Yeah.
guess.
It echoes and you hear the ringing of the bronze doors from below.
If I want to do anything, I've got to go through the three of you guys.
Well,
Mom and
Ona-
Dad don't want you to die.
well,
Because, you
Ona's
know,
in,
we gotta protect the honor of the
Octavia.
young woman.
Octavia.
well, Ona's inspecting this gap to find out he can't do it. Octavia's going to like bump a book and say, you know, Ona wants to get rid of the ring. I feel like Lucian would be much less safe if she had three less bodyguards. I think we need to get rid of Ona. It's a matter of safety.
You know, I understand, but I also think that as long as we do not allow Alna to destroy the ring or even take it from, let's make sure that he does not get near her.
He's a wilder one. I'm not sure I can trust him.
I understand. I agree. We should not trust him, but at the same time,
She just fingers the chisel. Are you sure?
it is better to have one more ally, and when we are done, if he is not willing to give Lucien his share, perhaps then.
All right. If you make a move on him,
For all
I
that.
got your back.
Wow. If he's not willing to give
Oh
Lucien
boy.
his
We all have-
share,
We all have different ways of protecting people.
give your 100,000 gold to Lucien, or you're gonna die. That's the worst mugging ever. 100,000 dragons.
You guys are terrible. I love it.
Yeah, look at it.
Maybe,
So
maybe
I can
me
go
showing
across-
Lucien the danger of the item.
I can go across the next gap if you want.
What, can I shimmy across? Like grab the rope on the side of the bridge and shimmy across?
No, there are no ropes
No, it's a
across.
hole.
It's literally
Oh,
just
it's not like
a 4-foot
rope
wide
bridge.
stone going across
Okay. It's a
a
stone
chasm
bridge.
with a 60-foot drop.
That's fine. It's only 60 feet.
Maybe if you take a running jump.
Well, you could. I mean, you can jump 13, so you could
We'll go.
run and grab hold. With
Yeah,
hands.
I think the rules on jump allow you to take 1.5 your strength
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you
something
take a
like that.
running start.
So the rules on jump are if you take a running start, you can move your full strength non-jump. Otherwise, it's half. But also the rules on athletics say you can make a roll to try to jump an exceptional distance farther than your strength.
Right. But
Okay.
if I just have the strength, though, I can just do it.
You can just go. I do it.
Yep.
Maybe make sure you hit the other side.
I generally roll it that it's an athletics check, pass, fail.
Yeah.
Above or below 10 to see if you can make it with a running jump with just your strength. And that your strength distance is your maximum distance for a jump.
Right.
Um,
that you can attempt.
right.
Yeah.
But that doesn't allow for everybody to be able to do it. So I allow for an athletics check to do the exceptional jump.
Yeah.
So
Also, if we really want to get to check this out, if you need a second body, I can jump and just do the entire bridge length.
Toss me.
or yeah, I mean
That's
you can definitely see if Woodson can chuck you across.
No. I think it
Yes.
is better. Octavia, I have
Yeah.
seen you jump before, and you are even better than Kulanov, which is saying a lot because Kulanov is fantastic.
Konov was fantastic.
But you have this ability to jump so far.
But
What?
I get this sense I can't do it more than a few times a day.
This is what are you do you have plans after this?
Octavia. Oh, that's very true, Buck. Yo, Octavia, can't you like magic now?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
When did that start?
In the submarine thing.
Interesting.
That was literally the first point.
Interesting. No, just curious. Continue. Don't let me get in your way.
All right.
Lucian, if you want me to jump over, I can do it.
Do it. Go.
I think you should do it.
I
Hell yeah.
It's a
All right, we got a little.
Oh my god.
Babu. El Babu.
He's a little dice roller.
Why we play D&D?
Hi. Hello. Hello.
Oh.
He had to jump in and break up the strategy session.
No, that's so good. This variant rolls is now a baby stream.
I have failed my
Facts.
God, that's kind of true. Yeah.
Hey. Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
baby.
Hi. He can't hear us, I don't think.
No.
You see his wave.
This is called a dab.
All right, season
Oh, no,
finale.
no,
You
no.
were in it, buddy.
Now you're a bad influence. Now he's gonna hand him back.
Okay. So who's going to be crossing the divide?
I'm gonna jump and just.
Okay.
Literally, the bridges are 40 feet. I could jump from one start to the other.
Certainly. So you hop over which bridge?
There are three. Konov
three.
did the left one.
Yep.
Do the middle one.
Do the middle one. Okay, as you jump across. Oh.
Oh, we got a fur baby now.
Oh no.
Doggo. Doggo.
Oh, Pop. Putch. Oh, he looks so happy. Sarcasm.
All right. So there is, as you cross, you expect the door to open, but it does not. There is a silvery, brilliant metal, similar to the trapdoor that Kulanov was describing. It is an adamantine door that is sealed.
This one's in front of the door because the door didn't open this time.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yes, the door is
Okay.
sealed. Hold on. So it does not open immediately for you.
Is there the same square on the ground like there was in front of Kolnos?
Yes, and you're standing on it.
I stomp a couple times, a little annoyed. Just like, come on. I know I'm not as heavy as him, but come on.
After a few moments, the door sort of pulses and like the edge glows red, and then it just goes inert again.
I'm gonna take the chisel and just try to dig the magic chisel into the door slightly
All right.
with a throw, because I don't want to touch this thing.
Roll me a dexterity check. Yeah, we'll just do dex.
Okay, not a
straight
range
dex-
attack.
Straight dex with proficiency.
Sure. 18.
Yeah, you get the tip of the chisel in there, but even as sharp as it is, it just can't really pull it open with it. You can't get enough leverage on the door.
I mean, I was mostly just trying to see if it would explode or something.
No,
To
definitely
be
not.
honest.
No explosion. It just
Um,
you get the impression that it's locked, but you don't see any form of keyhole.
okay, that no Steve's tools. You never let me down before.
There's
nowhere to put 'em.
Yeah.
Can't
Um,
pick it.
Wait.
I'm gonna use the trail into my jump to jump over to the other one then. Just not forget the bridge. Just
Okay, so you are in front
I
of
was gonna be able to help you out.
the
We can go
third
back to
door.
It's all right. We'll open it.
jump doesn't last very long, so I'm trying to get it sight on all of them before it runs out.
So there is a very similar door on this one that when you land, up into the ceiling it goes. And in this room, there are frescoes on all of the walls. Let's see. There is a stone hammer being wielded by another dwarf. Shocking, I know. But this one appears to stand out from the wall. It actually has a wooden handle. And it's held in such a way that it's actually embossed out in wood, and you think maybe it could come out of his hand. He
Probably
appears
not.
to be hammering onto an anvil here. Let's see.
Oh no.
Does anybody read Dwarvish?
I do. I'm not there.
Actually, so do I.
It is too dangerous for you, Lucia.
Bad.
Octavia reads
Thought you might
Dwarvish,
say that.
okay?
Yeah.
So it says around this fresco, let hearts be lifted and battles won. So in the center of the room is an iron anvil.
Hard to be lifted in battles won. I'm gonna go look at that hammer.
It's covered in the hammer and the anvil are both covered in cobwebs.
Interesting. I'm going to look around the hammer, see if we're moving it will disintegrate me, roughly.
Do a perception or investigation because you're actively looking.
7.
Yeah, there's no traps on this thing.
I'm going to. I think I can lift this. I just.
You wiggle the hammer out, it actually comes out relatively easily. Behind the hammer, you find another engraving.
I am such a good thief.
In that engraving, it says, "Let the hammer fall and the anvil ring."
Also in Dwarvish.
Also in Dwarvish.
Alright, well. These things haven't led me to read me wrong yet. Hammer. And I'm gonna drop it onto the anvil and just let go, just ding!
As the anvil rings out, everyone in audible range of it gain 10 temporary hit points.
Hey!
Yes.
That will last
yes,
for
yes,
24 hours.
yes. Into it.
And with that, you see the center door retreat into the ceiling. The rest of you do. Octavia,
And I probably
you just
hear it.
That did something, by the way. The center door's open.
Cool.
That
And I'm
was-
gonna
that
take
was
the
definitely
hammer
what I had it planned.
and walk out.
You use hammers now too?
Hey, Kulinov, I got something for you.
Ooh.
It's a stone hammer with it appears to be a blacksmith's hammer. The head appears to be made of some form of marble. It's white with gray striations, and it has a good heft to it.
Probably worth something at
I'm
least.
going to. I can't jump with this, so I'm gonna underhand it over to Kulinov.
Oh,
Oh,
my
God.
god.
This could go bad.
That sounds like an improvised thrown weapon to me.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I'm jumping in front of Lucien. No!
I'm pushing him away like, what the fuck?
That's a 16. Aiming for Kulinov.
That's
That's a miss. That's a 17 AC target right there. That's a miss.
Okay,
Kolonov
but
captures
does it
it
get
directly out of
close
the air
to him?
and appears to be staring into it. And then it dawns on that it could have hit Lucien.
No, because I
No.
stood in front of her to take the hammer.
Good.
Kolonov captures it right in front of your face.
So I have a quick question. Does this hammer look like the one in the mosaic behind us?
It does.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna
Guys, we
cast.
get some good stuff.
No, I'm just gonna cast calm emotions real quick.
Ooh.
As I rejoin the party.
Yeah, as you rejoin the party, which targets everybody. So everybody's gotta beat a DC 14 charisma saving throw.
It's a charisma save? Oh, I'm so
Nope.
bad at these.
Oh, I'm
That's
great
a
at it.
6.
That's a
Yes.
16.
I got a 13. What did you say?
You fail.
14.
I got a 6.
Yes. So for the next minute, because I can choose this, you are no longer charmed.
Ooh, that's nice.
Guys, right, okay. You're charmed by this ring.
No, I'm not.
Lucien, hand over the ring.
Oh,
I
You see,
think-
can I see the ring?
I think.
don't want to.
No, no, no.
I
Look,
like
look at the
it.
mosaic. No, look at the mosaic. You see how the ring is cracked and it's hit by the hammer on the anvil?
No,
So
I like
are
it.
you
I
are you
swallow the
pointing
ring.
at the mosaic?
I
Yes.
swallow the ring.
Can I make a sleight of hand to try to get it from
Wait,
her?
wait, 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 wait.
No,
it's done.
no,
it's
once
done.
that's announced, that's canon. That's you
Oh,
swallowed the ring.
so I can't react? Okay.
It's done.
No,
Not
we don't
faster
let
than
you
she
do
can
it.
put it in her mouth. I mean, that was an unexpected. Well,
What a Lucian thing to do.
So you guys are gonna most likely end up charmed again by her and only her.
I think I can get out of rebellion time.
No, no, no. Hey,
I
hang
think it's
on,
just in
hang
my
on.
mouth at this point. I haven't quite got the strength yet to swallow it.
You might joke though, and I'm not speaking in the way that I was speaking before, but that would still be a bad idea if you joke.
Yeah, it's true.
We could probably destroy the ring real quick before the charm comes back and they no longer want to do this.
Fuck,
Yeah.
fuck, fuck.
I mean, it's either you hand it over or you slit open your belly and get it.
No, hey.
I do it. Okay, I like. You know what I do. I get the ring out.
as you pull the ring from your mouth and you put it into Alna's hands, the
Alna-
calm person, or it was what's the spell?
Calm emotions.
Calm
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 emotion.
emotion.
Calm
kind of
emotion.
like still half holding it though.
No.
Nope.
No.
Alna says it, and calm emotions wears off.
Ulna.
Lucien, step away from Alna.
What the fuck is going on?
Right now.
No, we were supposed to.
Book, you know what I talked about with Ona?
No, no.
Ulna, this is both of our problems.
Octavia, if you put one finger on Alna, I will
No.
personally incinerate.
She's transferring it over to Lucian.
Lucian.
Lucien,
I
if
understand,
you put
Lucien.
one finger on Alna, I will incinerate you.
Okay, so we're just gonna. Can I have that hammer, please,
Of
Colonel?
course you can.
Awesome. And then he's gonna just, without any warning, just kind of run and get across the thing before they try and stop him.
Roll
You were
me
13.
in athletics.
That's not safe.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's really not safe. That's a 6.
You
That's
run
okay.
and this hammer's in one hand, and you forget that if you've got something in your hand, you're not going to be able to grab the other side. And you got
I
the
am-
ring in the other hand.
I cast Featherfall on Alna.
And so as you go into Featherfall, it's just realizing that you're about to fail. You're just, poof, and you sort of slowly glide, and your chest hits this other side of the...
Brilliant.
And you sort of
Can I
get
do
your
that?
elbows up there, and you're able to pull yourself up, and you're across.
Awesome.
I saved Alna. Did you all see that?
You're the
That's-
best.
That's
Book.
great.
You're the
He's
absolute
gonna
best.
go in there and he's gonna
That's thinking
crush
with
the,
portals, my friend. Good job.
Chaos.
yeah, he's gonna go crush the ring now.
So
Not
you
the
run
kind of-
across, you put the ring up on the anvil, and you come down with all your might, and the ring shatters
So-
into dust.
Question: Do we very briefly want to protect the anvil?
No. He doesn't even let go of it, because the last time he let go of it, it appeared down at the statue below.
I
So
crushed
he
my own
just
fingers.
very carefully, I need a dexterity save to make sure you don't smash your thumb.
Even
Natural
if you do,
20.
it's worth it.
Natural 20, you're just like,
Oh,
that gem is dust all over the sides of the room, and the hammer appears back in the wall.
Nailed it.
And you are all freed from the spell.
Oh,
Alna.
The center door is open.
Is this a good time for us to take a quick break, perhaps?
I was about to suggest that.
so
We've
you
only
can-
got maybe 20 minutes left.
Only 20. How? What?
Maybe a
the
5-minute
last
break?
room, friends.
I got
Okay. All right, I will say that for the sake of expediency, we all get into the open door,
Yes.
Okay.
and we will go to break on that bit of a cliffhanger. We will be back in 5 minutes, everyone.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
I'm.
Gotta go be.
That is how we're gonna finish it.
All right, welcome back. Oh, all of the ways in which the players are planning to kill one another and or betray. I mean, be best friends forever. You know, like parties.
Cam-
All parties.
Campaign's ending. It'll be fine.
You're all gonna be my friend because I'm the only one
As-
who can actually carry the gold out.
I could
As
carry
we begin
a
to walk
good
in
portion of
towards, as we begin to walk in towards the middle door, I kind of just pull Ulna aside and I say, "When I'm open, Lord, you will be hunted." I just give a tap on the cheek and I walk
And
away.
right as that ending, Octavia claps both you on the shoulders and says, "Guys, I am really sorry.
It's okay.
A colossal asset."
I'm no sorry that I wanted to protect Alna, but because Alna has really helped us out here.
Well,
because
I was
getting very confused.
mildly conniving to kill both of them, so
Well, Alna casually just taps Lucian on the shoulder and just like, "Don't worry, I'll get rid of the magic before you can do that."
I don't need magic, lovely.
Okay.
You're all so bloodthirsty.
Although deep underground. I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong section.
I was
All
gonna say,
right.
now we're like 20 feet up in the air. 80. 20,
60.
Sound like
60.
it's some weird
Somewhere.
semi-plane that I'm scared of.
So, as you walk into this room, as the center chamber has opened to you, there are 4 suits of rusted plate armor, without helmets, sized for a dwarf. They stand in each of the corners of this 20-foot tall room. There are dwarvish runes carved into the far wall. The inscription reads, for those of you who can read dwarvish, "A secret never before told will part Dumathon's lips."
do I have any idea who that name refers to?
I need a religion check for anybody who is
And this
able
doesn't
to
have
read
to
this.
be about a human or an orc,
I'm-
does it?
Once mentioned a
Uh,
god's name in this
When you
game.
say when Octavia reads that out loud, I got a natural 20 on religion.
I got a
That's pretty
19
cool.
as well.
I didn't get it. I got an 11.
I got a 6. I don't pay attention to religion.
But
Dumathoin,
The course is
so Kulinov recognizes immediately, how could someone not know this? Dumathoin is clearly the dwarven god of secrets.
makes so
course.
much sense.
Yeah, I mean this is textbook. I mean, any first-year dwarven student dwarven mythology student would know this.
And I read the textbook for Dwarven mythology.
I mean, this is current Pantheon, guys.
The College of Waterdeep. I mean, it's a...
You're an alumni.
No, I just rebuy. I rebuy all the textbooks and mark them up.
Oh, fair.
That guy.
Yeah.
So, a secret never before told will part Dumathoin's lips.
Oh, dang it. Why do I have to interrogate Lucienne?
Yeah, I know.
Wait, what?
Because then you have secrets. that
This
are
is
new.
what I was laughing about earlier. Is you guys are like dropping all of your reveals.
Oh yeah, no, Alna goes forward.
Oh.
One of the things, and he's like, I was left alive while everyone else died. And he laughed at me. And I'm going to kill him.
Who's he?
Random mage.
Steve.
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 As the utterance of this most dire of threats to a specific individual crosses your lips, you see part of the runes in this, dwarven inscription on the wall, a light in sort of an opalescent sort of chromatic glow. It's phasing through colors and swirling in its depths and glowing into the room, but only a portion of it seems to light up.
Else?
Oh.
Need 4 secrets.
Lucien, perhaps there's a secret you would like to tell. An actually untold secret.
When Kolinov was about to take a step towards the wall, and then hears Book say that and goes, "Actually, yes, I would like to hear this."
Meanwhile, Octavia has her back to the room right now and just...
So there's 3 other people here. The only thing that I've left. The only thing I haven't mentioned is very personal, so I don't think I want to. But you guys have a go.
Oh, no.
All right. No, Kolinov can't.
See, this is the thing. I don't think that my character.
Oh, it's 100,000 gold, though. Oh, all right.
It's more for Kilana.
Does that count as a secret?
I've said that at least once before in jest.
That's true, yeah. Kolinov steps forward and kind of looks around and looks at Octavia, and then very quietly against the brick he goes, "I am deeply in love." No, I can't, and he runs away.
Oh, cutie!
The wall begins to pulse faster, but does not
Oh my god.
light up any further.
Great.
That might be like a time countdown sort of thing.
Okay.
And Octavia turns around and walks up to one of them. There's like 4 of these, right?
So what one is?
I was
lit up?
talking to the wall. Are we supposed to be talking to the statues?
I
Yes,
go wherever
you should be
everyone else
talking
went.
to the statue. The statues must all hear you.
Ah!
And I walk up in the middle of them and say, "This guy back here, Book. He came into the city as a beautiful little unicorn. Naive, pure. I thought he'd be better. Canny. Knowing how the world works, how hard it can be. I'm not sure that's true. He's lost that shine, that luster. I think I made a mistake.
waiting for the reveal. Just kidding. The wall lights up a little bit further, and you see that it's almost like a loading meter. It just burns across a little bit further, and you see the tear that falls down Octavia's cheek at the loss of innocence and the corruption of a friend. And the wall begins to pulse slowly again.
Sorry, book.
Kulinov, what is the problem?
I don't want to fight anymore. I hate fighting. I hate hurting people. I've never liked it. I did it when I was young for years and years because it was helped me survive, and I feel so bad about it all the time. And so I spend all of my money over and over that I make at the bookshops. I don't give it to the guilds. I give it to the kids in the streets that are trying to survive because they should not have to fight like I fight. And so I'm such in debt. I owe so much money. I'm going to lose the bookshop. The bookshop is gone. It is already gone. It might as well be.
That certainly explains why he hasn't gone to work in the last several months.
Exactly.
Yep. So the wall ignites a little bit further, and you see it's pulsing, almost at a crescendo, between pink and blue and green and orange into a deep, deep magenta, and then another phase where it seems to suck the light out of the room around it, and it waits for more secrets to be told.
I look over at Book.
I look over at Lucienne.
I look over at my spell list.
Those two are staring at each other and say, "Just kiss."
No!
I don't have a spell for that.
Of course not. It's a potion. Number 9.
Yes, the
Number
filter of
9.
love is banned from all of my games because really,
Yeah.
Lucienne,
Yeah.
I think it's time that you tell the truth. I say this as someone who has been through ups with you and downs with you, and I want to be able to respect you.
Okay.
I don't know
I get you.
if it will ever be that I completely trust you, but I want to try.
Okay. I kind of walk into the middle. And I say, so, I mean, this isn't really a secret, but my dad was a crook. My mum wasn't around that much. Didn't really have a family. Even the theatre wasn't really there for me. When that closed, I just kind of sat in the streets. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think that I actually understand what it means to have people around you who don't hate you now. And I kind of like it. Is that not enough?
Your secret is that you.
You like
The secret is that you actually like your friends?
Well,
Yeah.
I actually like people when they like me.
Yeah, her secret is
Okay,
that she.
right, fine, I get it. It
No,
wasn't
it's good.
enough. Okay,
No,
right.
it's good. I think it was great.
It's great
Oh.
knowledge. Great reveal.
Almost
Okay,
Especially-
okay. So my mum was like, or at least my dad says, so I believe it to be true. My mum was a noble. Oh, come on! This is not the way to find out that it wasn't true! What the fuck? Hey,
It just wasn't a secret.
Oh my god.
I never told anyone else.
That's
I'm looking
very
around
true.
the room like, what the
That's a secret. I didn't know that.
Book, you got anything?
Lucienne,
I
you
want to
can-
become the Open Lord of Waterdeep!
You've told us that like 2 minutes ago.
I know! I was really nice then. What the heck? This is stupid. What the heck is going on? Okay.
You look over
Deeper.
and Book has just one tear coming down.
Stop it! Don't make me feel for you anymore.
Okay, I will be the one who is honest here.
I
Because
was honest.
someone has
I
to.
just didn't like my honesty.
Honesty. No, you have to tell us. It is an untold secret. And the untold secret is that you
I
like
like
us.
you guys.
So
Actually,
all
that-
this- So all this other time, at first you didn't like us, and you were just pretending to like us. Is that what you were saying?
At the beginning.
Checks
But
out.
now
I feel
think
like she still is pretending to like me, given what she.
you I don't like so much. Not anymore. Until like
Oh, don't get me wrong. Ona scares the crap out of me, but it's kind of fun company.
I
And
really
that was,
like
Was that the
rest-
untold secret?
that was an untold secret. And the rest of it lights up, and the dwarves begin whispering to one another. And the stairs descend out of the wall.
oh
In
my
a
gosh.
purple shimmering doorway appears, and these spectral stairs descend down into the depths of a dark portal.
I'm gonna walk up to Lucienne and reach out to gingerly give her a hug and say, "Lean into that feeling." Now.
Alna goes down through the portal.
I like brief hug, look realize he's going down like, wait, let's get the gold.
Octavia gives Book a couple head scritches as she goes down.
As you're descending the stairs, it feels like forever. It takes ages. Sometimes you feel like you're plodding along right behind those in front of you, and sometimes feels like you should be passing them, like they're standing still. Others, they're way off in the distance. And these spectral stairs go on forever and ever. The starscape around you begins to shimmer, and it sort of has waves to it. Nothing is stationary. It's almost as if you were underwater. And you can see eventually the glowing warmth of a doorway below you. And you emerge into a well-lit room. And there is this golden glow about you. And piled in the center of the room is the largest trove of gold that you have ever seen. Sitting atop this pile of gold and glittering gems, and there appears to be sword weapons and armor glinting among it. Large pieces of artwork adorn the walls in this cavern, and the ceiling is painted in this most amazing mural of the gods looking down upon you with welcome and with love. Everything appears pristine, and from behind the pile of gold comes walking this small dwarvish man. Age-wizened, his grizzled beard hangs slightly straight but curved and waved like a kriss of a dagger, and he carries a staff with two intertwined dragons pointed at one end, much taller than him. And he clicks, and he comes walking around in his long flowing gold robes, and his sandals poking out beneath. This small dwarven old man looks to you and says, "Welcome, most worthy of friends. What is in your heart? Do you wish to take the gold? I cannot allow that to happen.
Oh.
For this gold is not yours to be taken. It has been entrusted unto me to watch over, for it has been taken from the people, and it must be returned."
I look at Lucienne.
And with that, I thank you for your cooperation in this most puzzling of mazes, but it has been quite a telling story. And he waves the staff in between in a swirling motion. And suddenly you feel the world going hazy around you. Slightly foggy. Yes, the time warp. So you feel a floating sensation as your toes lift off from the ground and the world seems to pull away from you. And the floating sensation continues as the vault of gold drifts further and further away from you, and all you see is the stars around you and this floating sensation. And even then, after a time, the stars go out, and there is nothing.
Wishes.
And then suddenly, everything is cold, and Wishes is no longer on your shoulder.
No.
And with a sudden flush, you feel being sucked downward, almost back towards your body if you were astrally projecting or something. And you feel a stone floor hit your raw skin as you slide out. And your eyes open and you pull this mask off of your face and you look around at these copper tubes with glass. And you're lying in the darkness with the torchlight around you in this small chamber. And you look around and you see one another naked as a jaybird, lying on the floor in what feels like slime or some sort of green amniotic fluid. And these tubes, they have glass curved fronts on them. This arcane apparatus attached to them.
What the fuck is this?
Alter Deep!
Alter Deep!
I'm gonna
And
go.
in walks
I'm
through
gonna
the
go
door.
run through the park, wild and free, where I can breathe.
Can
And
we
in
open
walks through the door this ancient dwarf. And he says, "Friends, I have freed you from your slumber. You have been the victim of most nefarious machinations. I fear you have been trapped in a simulacrum of Waterdeep to find the vault. You've been missing for some months. But now,
Motherfucker.
the vault has been found, thanks in part to your help.
No!
There has been a slight bleed over into reality, which is how we first came to be aware of this terrible, terrible situation. It seems that Xanathar has taken his gang and partnered with some evil power from deep below the mountain. And they have been kidnapping adventurers from the Yawning Portal and taking them and stuffing them in these tubes and running them through scenario after scenario to try and find this vault, since Lord Neverember's unfortunate demise several months past. But with your help, Xanathar has been able to help to reveal the location. Unfortunately for him, and he peers over his shoulder back through the door, he shall be somewhat detained and a little late to the party to find the vault. And with that, I return you to your streets. And he sort of opens the door, and outside you hear this mindless insanity as people go running through the streets. And it's not Waterdeep outside. It's some underground cavern. It seems to be reminiscent of rumors you've heard of Xanathar's undercity underneath Waterdeep. Skullport. This must be Skullport, the infamous underbelly of the city, where thieves rule and gangs vie for control of the streets above. And in the darkness, in this cavern next to the water, you see a golden and pulsing to red rune light up in the sky. And the dwarf beside you begins to chuckle. and his chuckle begins to echo throughout the cavern and over the city, and his words are being mouthed in front of you. Thank you! Thank you, and don't ever say that Hallister gave you nothing! And it begins to rain golden dragons onto Skullport outside, and the shouting and screaming in the streets pulls to a crescendo as the onslaught of golden dragons begins pelting the people of the Undercroft. And with that, we bring Dragon Heist to a close. And
Naked in a rain of gold.
Into the city of Skullport, where we will begin Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
What the fuck? I wasn't even gonna bring Lucienne into the Mad Mage! I wanted to be in one! What the fuck, man?
As you emerge out into the streets, Hallister approaches you. Silvermane. You're fastening your belts and your buckles around yourself and putting your attire back on, and you emerge into the streets, and Hallister Silvermane approaches you. Lucienne, I feel we have met. There is no description, there is no understanding of how we could have perhaps met, but I have memories of meeting, and rest assured your deeds will not go unnoticed to the Lord's Alliance. And from around the corner emerges Vajra with Maloon in tow, and they come up to Book, and she puts a hand on your shoulder. You are truly worthy, and we recognize your great contributions to the city of Waterdeep, and we will welcome you among our ranks.
It is no longer Paws Grey, but Claws Grey.
Claws Grey.
Claws Grey.
Claws Grey. I love it.
As we hunt down for vengeance.
That's the action movie ending.
Out of nowhere, a little beholder, not a beholder, excuse me, a gazer, pops out and comes to lights on Octavia's shoulder and sort of snuggles in.
You're playing a dangerous game, fella.
I want to quickly look around at the scene. Nah. I didn't sign up for this. Alistair, let's go. We can sort this out upstairs.
You look over
And
your
I
shoulder
leave.
and Hallister is gone.
I go on my own. Like, you know what? No. I catch a couple of gold as I leave, and I just go. And when I get back up above ground, I head towards Emmett Froon's house. Just muscle memory taking me there, I think.
You are actually unaware of where he lives, but you do know where his tavern is.
One day.
And
Where it
you
used
shall.
to be.
Soon.
So Lucienne has sworn to exact her vengeance upon Emmett Froon, who probably in all reality has no idea who she is.
Yeah, which is great.
That makes it even easier to mess with him.
So, we're going to go around real quick and we're going to talk about our favorite moments from the campaign, our favorite tropes, talk about who we are, and those things about our characters that we love the most.
Yes.
And I want to start with Octavia. Now, tell us about Octavia, and tell us where can we find you on the internet, and where will you be going forward?
So, my name's Nat. I am the Tuesday DM on Twitter. Handle is @CrimeNat, KREIM Nat. I tweet a lot of D&D stuff. Funnily enough, all of my stream stuff is ending, so if you want to keep track of where I'm going to be soon, check in with me on Twitter. I'll keep you posted. Octavia's really fun to play. I got to have fun mechanically, I got to have fun story-wise, I got to have a lot of fun jokes. I think just like the slow build of her character, like developing her abilities over time was one of my favorite things. As a discrete favorite moment, I really enjoyed the football tackle on the Stone of Galore across the room. Just,
I love that.
that
was amazing.
very fun.
Right. And every time the instinctual reaction, every time we saw a gazer, just to like dagger it.
Yes.
I love that. I love that.
What was everybody else's favorite thing about Octavia?
I think just the, like, she was very menacing at times, which I really enjoyed.
Yep.
Also, yeah, the dagger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Constant dagger throwing. Oh yeah.
The constant suggestion of murder
Murder
as a solution to any of our problems.
Can't entirely tell if she's joking.
Any
Yeah.
problem is just immediately like, we could just kill them.
In fact,
Just saying.
today when you were
Great.
saying like we got to take care of Orna/Lucienne, I love that.
Yeah.
So on brand.
It's very on brand.
Yeah.
All right. Alna,
All the.
where
I'm
can we
Kyle.
find you? What is your absolute favorite moments about the campaign, and what is your favorite thing about your character?
All right. So I'm Kyle. One of the Kyles, Kyle Huffman. There's two of us. That's important to know because I don't know where he is on the stream because I'm looking at a different screen.
Point down.
Point down. That's Kyle.
No, point left for you.
Crap. My left. He's left. Which left?
Doesn't
he's
matter.
good. No, you can find me at Kaji Akuma. I don't really do much on Twitter. Never been social media sort of guy. Starting to really just to show off my son because, yay, he's 4 months, and I love my son, and I love showing him off,
That's good.
especially before he knows that I can show him off. But this campaign was great. Honestly, let's be real. It was just awesome to go through this. It's my first time actually using a module, so seeing how that works out was kind of nice to see. Because I used to try to do that when I was a lot younger with 3.5, and I was like 12, and I'm like, I can do this, and I couldn't do it. But well, that's because I would look at it page for page, and I'd be like, okay, now we're gonna go here. Let me read through it real quick. That was a terrible idea. You gotta study ahead.
I got to get better about that.
Yeah.
Actually, reading the book,
No, this is
Yeah.
a really complex book. I got to say, there's a lot
no,
of
yeah.
content.
This-
So,
it's a slim little volume, but it's got a lot in there.
so what is your favorite thing about Alna?
Oh my god, I don't know. Honestly, I've been messing around with him as it goes on, trying to figure out which fits better for him as it goes on. It's like I did the whole like mad scientist feel, and I was like, nah, that ain't right.
But my favorite moment, it's like one really quick phrase you said, like, "Oh, you're tainted," and then never
Yeah.
the best
Oh, yeah,
thing I've
Octavia.
ever heard. It was so good. It was so good.
Octavia first user spell, and he's just like, oh, you're tainted. Just so much disappointment.
Yeah.
I thought you were one of the good ones.
I thought you were free of this.
Hmm.
Don't worry, I'll fix it. I do love that I was finally able to destroy magic though, because I was like, yeah, we're gonna hit level 5, and I'm gonna be able to go around and be like, dispel magic on everything. We didn't hit level 5, so I was like, oh,
You killed the magic thing.
destroying.
Killed them.
Then I destroyed the ring.
Yeah, no, that was so. Talk about what's that phrase y'all are using? On brand. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect character arc.
It was perfect.
Smashing the ring.
All right. Oh, next, Woodson, tell me about
Yes.
Kulinov. Where can we find Woodson online? Tell me about your favorite things. Tell me all the things.
I just love Dungeons and Dragons, guys.
Oh, we need that on me.
I
We
just
need
love
that as
it so
that's
much.
perfect.
Flip.
I love it. I'm at Critical Corrupt on Twitter. I'm also on Twitter. I've linked like Instagram and stuff like that. So if you care about that kind of stuff, but I just play lots of Dungeons and Dragons. I like to introduce new people to Dungeons and Dragons. I play with kids a lot. Like I have a lot of games with kids going on. Not right now because it's winter break, but you know. My favorite, I think, I just love the idea. So Kolanov is like a character that I've played a couple times and some other stuff, trying to figure him out, but just for like literally a session or two. But I just love the idea of like a studious warrior. Like battle bard is like my favorite thing. But I play bards like all the time, so I wanted to play something else that was not quite that. So I went with fighter instead of bard, and then went with a reading fighter. But just having two different aspects on a character to pull from at any given moment.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have someone who's like really good at fighting, and then but loves something else. Maybe he's not super good at intelligence things and like that kind of stuff, but he loves it so much that I can pull from either one in any given situation, and that way I can play any situation one of two options. And
I love that duality. It came out very well.
Yeah.
With Villanov.
I know. That's what I mean. I'm trying to get this character down because I just love him so much, and so he's just like I want to get him to higher levels and have him do hilarious stuff.
I honestly think my favorite off moment comes from the first session when you grab the improvised table.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love
it as the shield.
Yeah.
And then Spartan kicked the troll into the hole.
Like I don't own a shield yet, but a table will do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Was that?
I almost forgot about that. That was great.
Yep. No, that's probably my favorite Kolonov moment. I love that, or just when he like shares like weird stuff about romance novels or like stuff like I love that. Cosplay Kolonov has like been in the back of my head for a long time, just because
that was amazing.
That stuff. And so like
that
I
was
want
iconic.
I think my favorite moment for Kolonov, honestly, is the necklace of fireballs.
Yes.
The constant threat of immediate destruction of the entire party. Like, I'm running a stream here. If you TPK us,
Yeah.
like a player
We have failed.
threatening a DM.
Good choice.
I never would have done it.
Over.
Yeah.
If we were playing at home, I would have done it immediately.
Totally,
If
totally
I
buy
had no
that.
obligations to finish this storyline, if we were like playing for fun, that the first small room we go into with some bad guys,
Playing with a
that
bunch
would
of kids. Oh yeah.
Bad
Burn
decision
them all.
central.
kids love fireballs. Kids think they're great. Kids love killing stuff. Kids are bloodthirsty little monsters.
There's nothing more chaotic than a game with a bunch of kids.
You've got to rein them in. They're trying to keep them from killing each other.
All right. So, Book. Kyle, tell us about Book.
So I'm the older Kyle. You can find me as TechnoScald on Twitter, here on Twitch. TechnoScald.me is my D&D blog. And hopefully you'll continue to see me here doing things and stuff and things on variant roles. My favorite, what is it that I love about Book? You said, what was the question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite part of this campaign for Book? What is your favorite thing about Book?
So when I originally created him, I had two things in mind. I wanted to play a wizard, and I've had a problem with myself putting a little too much of myself in characters, and so playing characters that are a little bit, I would say, more of a jerk. Maybe you would just say grumpy, you know. And so I wanted a character that was like to play against type for me and just be friendly and nice. And Octavia gave me the arc. So that's the reason I didn't speak up earlier about my favorite thing about Octavia was only because this is it. Because I actually had not planned on him having that much of an arc. And suddenly I was like, this. And so now, you know, I don't know what the future will hold in terms of actual play, but in my mind, you know, now kind of bouncing between extremes, he and Lucien can become friends in a much more like realistic way, you know, without being angry, but also not kind of this hero worship, but you know, a solid friendship on mutual respect. So yeah, not the. He doesn't hate Lucien. He just had to kind of bounce back and figure out his way around that. I don't know exactly what will actually happen with, I mean, in terms of playing Book and whatnot, because I want to, you know, we got Dungeons the Mad Mage, a lot of plans happening. But yeah, my favorite moment was that, I mean, I've been waiting on the gray claws thing for a while.
Yeah, that's so good.
You completely caught me by surprise. That was awesome.
I didn't see it coming.
A big fight to pull that out, but this was just as good.
It was.
Yeah.
What's everybody else's favorite thing about Book? What was your favorite moments?
Oh, there's some real good ones. Everything with the nimble roads, I think, was great. Because
God.
what a great, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just RP moment.
Yeah.
Just
That-
everyone's like, I don't know. Yeah.
They're
Everybody bought a
things.
book.
Or the
cracks
Griffin
begin to
ride.
show.
I think the Griffin ride might be my favorite when he's Battle
Yes.
Oh,
Cat.
Yes, Battle Cat.
That image in my head is like,
that was so much fun doing the cavalry.
yes.
Dude,
His immediate chest pump, like, I am part of the system now. Like,
Yeah.
like, don't ever give book power.
Yeah.
Tyrant
so
he
just,
will be.
like, the cracks beginning to show of like potential madness, potential going like evil book almost. I thought was
Again.
great
His
stuff.
sarcastic, like, yeah.
Yeah.
That
His
was
obsession with the stone. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that horrifying. Oh
So,
my God.
the thing is that Book
Love it,
just
though.
wants to know. All he actually cares about truly is knowledge.
Right.
And that's everything else. Gold doesn't matter. Nothing matters is, as I said before, I think at the beginning, fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly, Book's gotta know.
Yeah. Are you gonna
Yeah.
change that at all? Because I know
That aspect, no. At any point when I play him, what he cares about is knowledge.
Okay. That's
so
cool.
my favorite thing absolutely about Book is the arc. The wide-eyed wonder coming into town, turning into this suspicious and almost inquisitor level of taking that curiosity and taking it to a dark place of mistrust. And Kyle, I gotta say that was an impressive turnaround
that's
to
great.
find character motives through that arc. And
Yeah.
yeah, I would say bravo on that.
Like
That was
about-
between really from my perspective, you and Lucien, that arc really was the corruption. Octavia, like feeding into it, the three of you really just sort of played off one another in this great way for character development for all of you.
Oh, I love Lucy. I can't wait to hear what we hear from Emma because I love Lucienne so much.
Oh my
I
I would-
confess I did save her for last.
Yes, as
I-
you should. Yes.
Yeah. I would like to highlight last episode
Yeah.
actually for Book because that was like the peak point, the turn point. I feel
100%.
like,
Oh yeah.
and you started like using portend to mess up Lucienne, and you were
Yeah.
all suspicious, and that's when like the first Inquisition happened. I thought just like you tilled those waters on your metaphorical boat just magnificently.
Yes.
No one expects the Tabaxi Inquisition.
No one.
No one.
No.
Oh. All right. Lucien, Emma, tell
Hello.
us. Tell us.
Hi. Okay. So I'm Emma, and I'm Lucienne, and oh my gosh, it's over! I can't believe it. Yeah. So you can find me on Twitter, AEMA_Emma, and yeah, I do like do commissions. So I do fan art. I do drawing your characters, that kind of thing. I drew the group, so if you want to see the group plus Hammond Croddock, and Corey's, I'm sure, favorite NPC, he's also on there. And yeah, that's basically me. I'm gonna be streaming potentially on running a game for like a one shot, potentially on Variant Roles, and then I'm gonna be doing stuff on other streaming. So if you want to watch more, then you can find everything out on my Twitter.
So,
Oh gosh.
Lucien.
Where do I begin? So I don't know. So Lucien went through a lot of first drafts in my kind of like I don't know, just in my head. Like the one thing I wanted was that she was not musical. I wanted to stay away from instruments. And I think I did pretty well finding the motivational quotes as that sort of like fixing that. And something that never came out in game, but like was the reason for that is that she had lots of like, anger issues. So she used the motivation to kind of like, I guess, kind of like, keep her grounded.
It played through
I
very
don't
well
even really
for
know what to
Victor.
say. I'm still a bit overwhelmed. I loved everything about this game. I loved all the interactions. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it.
What's your favorite moment for Lucien?
So, I mean, it was kind of chaos, but last session with the dragon, just from a player perspective,
Yeah, that
fucking
was
up the metallic and the chromatic dragons and then still being alive, that was a great one.
That,
But
from
my-
a DM perspective, is one of my all-time favorite moments through gaming, so I totally understand.
No, we're
good.
evil. We're evil. I promise.
Yeah.
We're on your side.
I
We're
was
the
just
worst.
sure what
just
to
like
say
you.
to her.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no,
you
I went
really
back and I
should.
watched it again. I showed my mum and she was like, "Is this a dungeon?" And I was like, "No, don't worry." My
But
favorite.
it was a dragon.
It was a dragon.
It's the other half.
Yeah.
Half.
I guess my favorite moment for Lucienne as a character would be. Oh, this. I can't think of any at the moment. I don't know why I didn't think of this beforehand. Like, I just liked all the time to use words of terror.
Yeah. And
Everything.
product and how you
Ham
ran
and
him out of
product.
town.
Yeah, no,
that was my favorite part.
Driving him out
Yeah.
of town. Yes.
Which, is he actually driven out of town? Did he have a
I will
nightmare
go
of
and check.
Lucienne talking to him at some point?
I mean, we weren't really in town when that happened.
I mean,
Oh.
he had a bad nightmare of a tiefling.
Yeah.
I mean, if not, it's not gonna be that hard.
No, it's,
Lucienne, he doesn't even know Lucienne. Lucienne just comes
No.
out of nowhere and goes, "You're gonna die. You gotta leave."
No,
All over again.
one of the weird
Yeah.
bleed-throughs, honestly, ironically enough, is that Hammond Chronic was never heard from again.
Yes. Exactly what I wanted.
Perfection.
Coming to light. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
horrible.
I don't know. I kind of like that she had this sort of like need for power. It made sense, like in her mind, like over the game, as the game kind of played out. But I liked seeing everyone's reactions to it, especially Book. I loved that we had that kind of like, I don't know. I just loved the arc there as well, and Kulanov and Lucienne just being kind of like, I don't know. Not like kind of like partners in crime at some parts. Like one of my favorite moments was when we were in the Krohan Manor, and we were like finding all the cool shit, and like stealing all the money and like going through all the books.
I
loved
just
that.
assumed. Yeah, I just assumed that since we had known each other for so long, from like
Yeah,
so far ago, that we'd already moved past like everything
Exactly.
that happened with Book. Didn't
Yeah.
actually really even happen with us because I was never that way. But like
Yeah.
that trial through fire part already happened,
yeah,
and so now we're just at an understanding.
exactly,
each other.
exactly.
So
Like,
yeah, like
My
it was great. I loved
favorite part for Lucienne, I'm gonna cheat a little bit and have two. First of all, being Victor with the snaps.
Oh yeah,
That the
Gotta
whole
have
theater thing, that harebrained scheme, I really enjoyed that, and you spearheaded that. My other favorite thing is actually just the fact that even right now, I have no idea if Lucienne at some point isn't going to just have us all killed.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
never know.
I don't know for certain, and I love it.
Yeah.
Actually fear. Man, Xanathar, the Xanathar and the Mad Mage, Halister, that Halister better watch out. Because, oh my gosh, she's going to be... Can you imagine Lucienne coming for the Xanathar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
Oh. Yeah. He fucked everything up, didn't he? That's giving me an idea.
See that
Xanathar
phrase.
starts having the nightmares now.
Yep.
Giving me an
Yeah.
idea.
She definitely has the motivations.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
They might
Just
all be
like-
hell-bent on vengeance and self-aggrandization, but
Yeah. Yeah. Just a general like stream thing in general. I like all the sort of like, just the little things like we developed, like Pause Grey,
Mhm.
and like
Yeah.
leaning in for words of terror and that kind of thing. I love that. I just love that. Yeah, I just love this. It was great. It was so good.
all
She
right.
did it.
So I am.
Best things about Corey's DMing.
Go.
Who said that?
Well, Corey, where can we find you online?
At DM Corey on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else, including Instagram. I've got my own website, but I never use it, so don't bother looking for me there. It's posted in my my Twitter account underneath my account name. But you can find me on Twitch, obviously under at DM Corey as well. I'm working here with Variant Roles. I run my own game starting. Well, it's been running since May actually for Curse of Strahd, called Morgantha's Pie. We run Sunday mornings. Well, mornings for me, same time slot as this one for anybody who's curious. We'll be doing a live Q&A with the DMs tomorrow for anybody who has any questions at 5:30 p.m. PST, which is my time zone. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern or anywhere in between, depending where you live as a viewer.
I can make that. Wow.
Might be
We'll have
able
to
I'm not
see you in there
sure.
because there are a lot of questions. There is so much content in this book that we did
Yeah.
not even touch. This book is extremely dense on concepts. You can read this thing, as we demonstrated with these 4 streams, that you can read the same material and come out with entirely different scenarios. Put 4 different parties through it simultaneously with different seasons and everything. There's some chapters that break out the parties splitting up and taking different paths. But ultimately, almost everything between the streams was the same content. So, it's a fantastic book. It has been an absolute pleasure to run.
So Emma, what would you say your favorite moment about Corey was?
Oh, so okay, everything with like the NPC words of terror is just so good, and like and then I loved there was something really specific I was gonna say. Okay, wait, no, come back to me. I'm trying to remember what it was.
So every time there was an NPC that was sad or pathetic or
Yeah.
whatever, Corey
Yeah.
could just turn that on, whether it
The
was
nimble rights. The nimble rights. I love them. I love them.
all of them. Oh,
Yeah.
the second nimble right, not Nim, the other one that we found in
Right.
the trash pile.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
that was
Corey
great.
was just fully on. But the little kids, anytime there was anybody that was sad,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I loved it. I
Yeah,
loved
we
that.
The light dying from the eyes of everything we killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I really toned it down. I'm running Curse of Strahd every week for
Yeah.
like 8 months, so
It's
It
bleeds
ta-
over.
It
It's
takes an
dark.
effect on you. I know it.
That's
Yeah.
great. It was fantastic.
aftercare is a thing in D&D.
oh, it is. It is. We'll be on this Zoom call afterwards for a little bit if after the
Yeah.
stream's over.
I know. Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know. I think you did a great job with Waterdeep. I've
Did
read the
great.
book. I know how much is in there, and I can't. Like, I'm not going to run a Waterdeep game until like summer. Like, I've got to get through that book and like look into try to decide what path I'm going to like focus on, and because I don't think I could. It's like Curse of Strahd. I can pick that up and play through it because it's just linear and like it got
It
all
is
the
very-
location, all the information's there, the characters there. This one is like, it's so much pressure on the DMs, and I just don't like. There's a lot to like improv because we could go
Oh.
anywhere in Waterdeep. I could literally be like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the Eastward and good luck. You know, like, hey, you got something prepared for there? Okay, sounds good.
As a matter of fact, I do. The guards
Yeah.
cross their bardaches across the entrance. You're not allowed entry. Sir, you are not dressed well
Absolutely.
enough to enter this sector.
Yeah.
You're not high enough level. This is a 6 to 10
Pretty good.
6 to 10 a.m.
starting zone.
I know how to railroad you, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like to,
That's,
though.
that's what I mean, though. It's just tough. So that was good. Really good
Oh.
job.
I'm gonna potentially be running Dragon Heist up to 3 consecutive games potentially at once.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I-
Why?
And I've postponed all of
That being
these
said,
so that
we
I
did
didn't
this.
spoil the crap out of myself for this game. But one thing I'm absolutely going to steal is Purple Zoblob Shop.
Oh,
Yes.
That was
straight out
lovely.
of the book.
That's in the book.
That was in the book.
Really?
Yeah.
That's-
Oh my
Zoblob
goodness.
is in the book. The actually, I don't want to put any spoilers out there for anybody who is going to read it, but I will say that it wasn't as animated and as embellished as I made it.
Sure.
But the ideas are there, and it is a place that is in the book as an option to visit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you painted it beautifully, presented it wonderfully, and it was a load of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Enjoyed.
Thank you. It was a truly remarkable experience doing this. I have no idea how we did it in 12 sessions. This is the fastest game I have ever run, and I'm pretty on point with pacing. But I'm used to running 8-hour sessions, so I'm used to having a lot more time for player RP in between. So streaming has gotten that time down a lot. So I really appreciate your guys' input there. Thank you very much for that. I would also really like to thank Dan Gaston.
And Gaston.
Absolutely.
What an icon! Woo, Dad! Woo!
He has been a fantastic help in keeping this crazy thing organized, and really done a great job. All of the he sourced all of the artwork for the channel for all of this stream framing us here. Got that done. I don't remember the artist. It's the same one who does all of the big name streams for
Vulgaris? Is that his name?
I think it's I could look it up, but I want to say it's some really high quality.
Eric Vulgaris. Eric Vulgaris.
Eric Vulgaris. Yeah, Eric. Yes. So he sourced that early on before we even really got started with the stream, and I was just blown away at the content quality that we've had to work with in this stream, and that goes very much out there to those Patreons, to anybody who's supporting us through bits and anything through the Twitch channel. So all of that really supports to bolster our ability to add quality content and make it a much higher production value. So I would very much like a round of applause for all of the contributors that have gone into the background and to make this thing happen. I'd also like to thank the other DMs who I've been bouncing ideas off of, and we've fed off of one another's ideas, and maybe something didn't fit in one of their streams, it fit in mine, and we've just had a fantastic rapport in a private channel to keep everything aligned. And with all the diverging paths and the reconvening paths, it took a lot of organization that we will talk about more Sunday evening.
Looking forward to that. Looking forward to that stream tomorrow night.
So I have been playing D&D for over 20 years, and this is one of my all-time favorite groups, and you are all welcome at my table anytime. It has been
so
a fantastic story, and you are all amazing players. So thank you very much. And to the audience, thank you very much for tuning in. I know Saturday can be a hard time to catch a stream, and those dedicated individuals who made it every week, thank you very much. We've also got new community managers for the Dungeon of the Mad Mage and for variant roles in general going forward. We are going to have Nox from one of the other streams. Nox Nachua, she is going to be doing a lot of community organization. And then we have Alex Katu, who is also going to be doing a lot of community organization and really just trying to help us stay in touch with everybody out there. So, as we continue to build variant roles, I hope you stay with us. And we've got some crazy one-shots coming your way and in Dungeon of the Mad Maze in late January. So, I look forward to seeing you all then. And that's it for Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Claws out.
Bye-bye.
Balls great.
Pause. Pause, Gray.
Claws Gray.
Claws great.
Them's fighting words.